Yes, sir. StreamYard is letting me know that I'm live, which means all that's left is for YouTube to let you know that I'm live, and then we can get this party started. Apparently, everybody wants in tonight, man, so this might be a party of a stream, but I'm all about it, baby. I'm all for it. Hello, how are you doing? What is going on? What is happening? It is Friday night, and you know what's about to happen next. I mean, look at this. We have 10 people like already in the stream. I think it's like 10 people waiting. What is going on, man? You know, like my lighting stuff, because I'm only using one light tonight, but I don't know. I mean, let me see, does it work? Oh, that's just not bad. I don't know. You know what? I don't understand. Sometimes my I think my cam link be wigging out sometimes, but I don't know. But I actually ended up purchasing that alternative that El Jefe was talking about. So that's supposed to be coming next week. So I'm gonna try that out too and see. Not that there is anything wrong with my cam link, but it's always nice to have a backup, because remember the first time I had a cam link, it died like after a year. So I brought that alternative that El Jefe was talking about just in case something happens with my current cam link. So I'll have a backup just in case. But I'll try that out and see. But yeah, the light looks kind of sexy, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks kind of sexy. But I got a few people that want to come in here tonight. So let me hurry up and get the intro out the way so I can get these people in here. And we're gonna go to work, baby. That's right, El Jefe. Shout out to you for putting me on to that. I used your affiliate link. So El Jefe got some coin coming from your boy Viper. That's all good, it's all good. But current time, 6:29 p.m. Central Standard Time, which means you are in the right place. You are on the right YouTube channel, baby. Woo! Oh, yes. So, if you are new here, you want to listen to this next part very carefully. For those of y'all that are Friday Night Fight veterans, you know what's about to happen next, and you know what you need to do. But if you're new here, this is the part of the live stream where I'm going to need you to turn your volume down. Because if you don't turn your volume down, I cannot be held liable for what your neighbors think about you listening to some loud dude on YouTube. That's on you, not on me. That's on you, not on me. And damn, this camera does look pretty damn good tonight. Oh my God. Whoa! Your boy Viper gets sexy. But I digress. Now that we got the disclaimer out of the way, let me get into the single most electrifying live stream introduction YouTube has ever seen. Yo. I mean, obviously, by the title of the live stream, I'm going to talk about tech fights. There's a couple of them going on. I need to discuss tonight, but after that, I don't even know. But like I said, given the people that want to come in here tonight, I don't know. This can go get interesting in a hurry. But it's time. Or if Michael Buffer would say, it's time. All right, Viper, it's time to go to work. They're waiting for you, Viper. They're waiting for you. You know what to do, Viper. They're waiting for you. Let's go to work, baby. What's up, people? This your boy, Viper, the man about tech, and we are live. Welcome to Friday Night Viper, baby! Woo! Oh, yes! It is that day again! We are back! We are live on YouTube! Oh, my goodness! Oh, man! I am ready to go! But before I get started with tonight's festivities, let me see who I got in the chat tonight. Hold on. I need a drink. That was a little off the chart. I need a drink. All right. Whip that out the way. First on the list is Dustin W. What's up, Dustin? How you doing, baby? How you doing? We got my enforcer in the cut, Genosis. What's up, bro? How you doing? We got Jason C out there. What's up, Jason? How you doing, baby? How you doing? We got the Apple jockey, Alex Jackson. What's up, bro? How you doing? We got Tuvo. Oh, what's up, Tuvo? What's going on, man? How you doing? And we got, we got P. Meister. What's up, dude? How you doing? How you doing? We also have, okay, this must have been a big old conversation between all of y'all. All right, we got Colin. What's up, Colin? How you doing? Oh, look at that. We got John Michelle. What's up, John? How you doing, baby? How you doing? And my man Alan Osborne is out there. What's up, Alan? How you doing, baby? How you doing? And there he is, my head of security, El Jefe Review. What's up, Jeff? How you doing, baby? And we got Ethnic out there. What's up, bro? How you doing, Ethnic? What's going on? Of course, we got the Bionic Scoop. What's up, bro? How you doing, baby? How you doing? Who else we got out here? We got Michael Rocco. What's up, Michael? How you doing, man? How you doing? And we got my homie Tech Odyssey in the cut. What's up, bro? How you doing? Who else we got out here? Who else? Oh, we got Gwendolyn G. Hey, Gwendolyn, how you doing? Gwendolyn, how you doing? Who else is out there in the cut? Wait. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Hold on. Okay, got him. Got her. Oh, we got Digital Slang in the building. What's up, bro? How you doing? And the Norwegian sensation, EVA. What's up, bro? How you doing? And of course, 504 is in the cut. What's up, bro? How you doing? And we got the Savage one, Savage Greg Ali. What's up, Greg? How you doing, baby? How you doing? Woo! And we got, oh my Lord, we got D, not just any old, we got D, Adrian L. Oh my Lord, what's up, Adrian? How you doing? And we got Exquisite Bliss. Oh my Lord, what's going on tonight? What's up, Exquisite? How you doing? Who else we got? And no, my homie from the UK, Marvin Wallace is out there. What's up, Marvin? How you doing? How you doing? So, this is going to be a particularly interesting live stream because I want to talk about the tech fight. Now, for those of y'all that were here last week, you know that we have my man, Savage Greg Ali, on here. And he talked about on this very live stream how he was going to run through the Battle Royale and win the popcorn. And oh my God, it actually happened. He backed up his smack talk. He didn't just talk it, he walked it, baby. And one thing to talk it is another thing to walk it. And my man Greg walked it. He ran through damn near everybody in that Battle Royale last week. And he won the popcorn. So he is currently, Greg Gadget is currently the Battle Royale champion. Now he has requested some FaceTime again tonight on Friday Night Vibe. And who am I to reject the champ? So in a few minutes, we're going to have Savage Greg Ali rejoin Friday Night Vibe because he want to talk some more smack. And I'm all about talking smack. And we're going to do that. But not only is Savage Greg Ali coming, the promoter of the tech fight themselves, that's right, Don Tech King Mike is coming to Friday Night Viper tonight, baby. Woo! Oh, it's gonna get lit tonight, bro. I'm telling y'all, if you're tuning in tonight, this is a good night to tune in because I'm not done. No. I'm not done. The world's greatest Apple tech journalist wants to come on the show too. That's right. Renee Ritchie coming to. Oh my God. This is almost like an embarrassment of riches. I mean, we got the Savage Greg Ali. We got Don King, Tech Mike. Oh my God. And Renee Ritchie too. What is going on? But let me shut up and pass out the link and get these boys in here. And you know, you never know with this show who else might drop by throughout the evening. But just for them three alone, I'll be God. Lord, this is going to be good. Oh, man, let me go to the Twitter DMs and find some people. All right, there we go. We got Don Tech King Mike. Link has been sent. I don't know if he's listening to the live stream right now, but there he is. All right, let me go find my man, Savage Greg Ali. Where is he? Where's my man, Savage Greg Ali? I know he's up. He got to be close. Come on. Where is he? Come on. He's not that far now. Come on. Really? How can I not find this man? All right, we got to go back up. Because Greg is usually at the top. There he is. Savage Greg Ali has been located. I got him. All right, Greg, check your Twitter DM. You're in the building now. I got to search for my man, Renee Ritchie. Oh, my God. This is crazy. This is bananas. All right. So, all of those links have been sent. So, Mike, Greg, Renee, check your Twitter DMs if you're listening. The links have been sent. But how y'all doing? What is going on? Oh, what's up, Joseph? How you doing, baby? How you doing? I'm doing good. And we got Raymond Williams. What's up, Raymond? How you doing, man? How you doing? And we got James Herrera. What's up, James? What's going on? How you doing? Oh, we got Gear Talk. What's up, Tony? How you doing, man? What's up, bro? What is going on? A rare tech gear Titan. Oh my lord. Woo, this must be about to be one of those special Friday nights. Everybody coming in to the cut tonight. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. But we got multiple, I should say, we got tech fights on multiple fronts going on. I mean, this is some crazy stuff. But to talk about tomorrow's Battle Royale, let me bring in the current reigning, defending Tech Fight Battle Royale champion, the Savage one, Savage Greg Ali. What's up, Greg? How you doing, baby? Woo!
Oh man, I need you on the Tech Fight to give me that introduction when I come in tomorrow again, because
I'm available. Mike knows I'm available.
I'm still in the popcorn store, Viper. I haven't left. I'm ready for more popcorn. I'm gonna win again, second round, on my own terms. I'm so excited to get even more popcorn. I want 120 bags. I don't even need the AirPods Pro. I just want the popcorn again. So
he just wants the popcorn again.
Yeah. So maybe when I win the AirPods Pro, maybe I'll just give them out to someone who deserves them, because I already have a pair.
There you go. So talk about last week, because like I said, you came on the live stream and you said that I'm running through everybody to win. You did what you said you were going to do. So talk about that.
Well, I'm a man of my word, like I told Viper. I promised him on his show. I looked at LeBaron Burton right in the face and I said, you know what? Your popcorn looks delicious. I want a taste of it. I'm just going to come on the Tech Fight and I'm going to win it. I came on. I DM'd Tech King Mike immediately that day. And I said, hey, man, I want to be first. And I think Mike was looking at me like I was crazy. And he's like, wait. You want to be the first one on? Like, to clarify? And I'm like, absolutely. I want to be the first one on. I want to fight every single contestant that you have available. And I did just that and got through the gauntlet and came out the Popcorn King. And now I'm ready for tomorrow's follow-up Battle Royale. And I've been challenging people left and right. And I saw Mike send out a tweet earlier saying, who's going to challenge me? I didn't see many responses to that tweet. So I got to say, I'm disappointed. I
don't know, man. We got Tech Odyssey saying you're going home early tomorrow. He's talking trash to you, champion. What you got to say about that?
You know, Tech Odyssey, I took you down twice.
Oh!
So if you want to get taken down a third time, I'm looking forward to it tomorrow.
Uh-oh. Mike is eating, but he's about to come on in a minute. Oh, my God. He's talking to bad trash now. He said you took it down twice, Adam. Oh, man. Oh my God! Oh, woo. And don't get it twisted. I noticed that you're wearing your Everett hoodie over there. You got your fight hoodie on. You got your fight clothes on. I see you over there.
Custom. Wait, hold on. It says Greg on it, so I'm.
Oh, you got the.
It just says Greg. I'm ready to fight. I got the champion hoodie on.
Oh Lord, this is too good.
I'm gonna make the bold claim again. Now, the chances of me winning 2 times in a row, I gotta say, even for this guy, that's rough, right? Winning twice in a row is rough. But I'm gonna again make the bold claim on Friday Night Viper that I will be walking away with the popcorn tomorrow. Once again,
there it is.
I'm making the claim again. It was risky of me to do that last time. Even riskier, I think, to do it a second time. If you're a judge watching this right now, you're like, I don't know, Greg. I don't know, Greg. Can we give it to Greg again? But you know what? The judges are completely 100% fair. So I think ultimately they're going to see my debating skills. And you know what? Last time I just hopped on, I didn't even practice. Maybe tonight after this stream, I'll go practice and read up on some topics and get ready. Maybe I'll actually get ready. So that'll be even scarier.
Ooh, my Lord. This man just came on the live stream again and said he running through all of y'all. And we got some contenders out there who might be battling you tomorrow night. So he's talking crap to all of y'all right now. Oh, my goodness.
I want to address this in the chat, too. Adrienne, one of the judges, she's saying if I go first, I'll probably win again because I get to pick the topics. Adrienne, I was even thinking of if I'm on tomorrow, maybe I get rid of that advantage and give myself a real challenge. I'm going to let everyone else pick the topics to give myself as much of a challenge as possible.
Oh, Lord.
You know what? Let's state that right here on Friday Night Viper. Tomorrow, I will be letting everyone else pick their preferred.
Oh, wow.
Every single person pick their argument. I will argue the other side of whatever they want. So I will give home field advantage to every single contestant tomorrow.
Do your thing.
Every single one.
But now I'm about to get more serious because we got to bring in the world's greatest Apple tech journalist, Renee Ritchie. What's up, Renee?
Now it's good to be here, man.
Always good to have you, Renee. How you been, man? How you been?
Good. I got my measly little AirPods on though, and you guys have like the full Princess Leia headphones. It's amazing.
Yeah, we got to come prepared, man. We got to come prepared.
Serious podcasters.
Renee, I got a question for you. Are you familiar with the tech fights that happen sometimes? Are you familiar with what's happening?
Yeah, I watched Greg mow through the competition last week, like the juggernaut going through the building. It was just like wall, boom, 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 boom.
Oh, now Renee, there have been some rumbling. People saying they want to see you compete. Any thoughts to it?
I don't know. I don't know how I would do. Like, I don't know if I could take the pressure. Like, you know, Greg's got that dark side Omega beam sort of glare, and I don't know if I'll just start spouting off nonsense about Samsung anytime like I have to open my mouth.
I don't know. I think you do well, Renee. You got like a whole wealth of information up there, man. You probably do pretty good.
It's true.
Snyder cut. No, I don't know.
Snyder cut. So speaking of tech fights, like I said, we got Greg and the Battle Royale with Tech King Mike tomorrow night. But before we get to that, let's get into the other tech fight that's going on. Right before WWDC, it seems like Apple is going at developers now. Like, Renee, what's happening here? They rejected the Hey Email app, and Apple put out this whole like response letter about, yeah, y'all haven't made any money in like a decade. If you follow the rules, we'll let you in. Renee, what's happening here?
Yeah, I mean, it happens all the time. I don't know if you remember, but like one of the first WWDCs after the iPhone, developers like losing their minds. They're like, the Apple Q&A people turned around and ran. They left the stage. Developers are like storming the building. And it's just like, it seems to happen right before WWDC. And I don't know if it's just people are especially frustrated and they know that Dub's coming up and everything boils over. And I don't know. It seems like it's a pattern though.
I guess so. And I mean, like I said on Twitter yesterday, it kind of annoyed me and irked me a little bit that people are always battling Apple over they're taking 30% of app revenue out of their Apple App Store. But Google takes the same 30% from apps in the Play Store. But nobody ever talked about Google, Renee. Nobody.
So there's two differences, and it's funny because people keep telling me this, and it's the weirdest conversation. Like everything you want is in the Google Play Store. Like you can use alternate payments, you can side load. Like basically every demand you have of the App Store is in the Google Play Store, and they're like, yeah, but we hate the Google Play Store. Like, well, then why do you want the App Store to turn it to the Google Play? Like, I get it, but they're like, but we want everything we like, but nothing we don't like, and it's like, but the things that you don't like are part of what makes it. I just think there's a lot of nuance that ends up getting lost.
Okay, so Renee, so what are your thoughts on Apple taking 30% from developers for apps in the App Store? What are your thoughts overall?
I think it's I don't want to say it's archaic. I think when the App Store was started and Steve Jobs came out and announced it, a lot of people bought apps. You know, it's like a lot of people used to buy CDs and they used to buy DVDs and physical books and things, and that was just a method of transaction. And Apple doesn't like to run things at a loss, and they don't just do credit card processing. They do taxes for like every jurisdiction. So if you sell your app in Finland or Japan or anywhere, they do a bunch of stuff. And they figured having an on-device app store that they would screen for malware and useless apps and things like that would engender customer trust. So the conversion rates would be higher, and that would be a benefit to developers. And we've seen that people buy more stuff on the App Store. So it's inarguable that there is some benefit to either being on Apple's platform or having access to Apple's customers. But since then, the whole world has changed, and like apps have become a commodity, and like nobody buys $10 Super Monkey Ball anymore, or like, you know, very few people. You can have pCalc as a calendar app, but the person making the 37th calendar app is not going to have a viable business. No one's going to care what the 37th calendar app is or calculator app. And Google can make any app they want, give it away for free. Facebook can make any app they want, give it away for free. Netflix can do subscriptions. All these companies. So the economy is moving out of the App Store. The value of apps have plummeted. It's really hard to make a living as a developer the way it's really hard to make a living as a professional musician or rock star. And I think there's a lot of Apple has to totally adjust to the realities of where money exists now in an app economy. But also developers have to understand they're not selling $1,000 box software on the shelf at like Circuit City anymore. And both of those people are having a real hard time understanding that change, and they're just all seeing pressure to make more money. And so Apple's like, well, we'll just get the 30% from more people. And the developers are like, just get rid of the 30%. We just want to keep the small pittance that we're making. Except for like the games. The games are making all the money still, so screw the games.
Greg, what are your thoughts on the recent battle between Apple and developers?
I pretty much have almost like the exact same opinion as Renee. It's such like a tricky thing to do. If you look at like the old scenario where, again, you had to buy like retail space on a store, it was like so much money. The App Store was like an infinitely better model. But at the same time, the economy is changing so much between developers putting their apps out there, what people buy, subscription services, in-game app purchases, all that stuff's very tricky to navigate. And then, Apple's a big company. They have a lot of money. You could always make that argument, but it is their platform. They put a lot of work into the store. They spent the time building up that platform. So they kind of have a right to make money on the store. Some people don't think Apple should even be able to make money on the App Store, but I feel like that's kind of silly in a way too, because it's their platform. They have to pay to keep it up and running, and they're the ones who invest so much time and energy into it as well. But also, same thing for developers. They got mouths to feed too. It's harder and harder to make money on the App Store through these apps, and you do have to feel bad for them. So I don't know. I hope they can work out a situation. I don't like the fighting that I'm seeing between what's going on now with the Hey service and with Apple. I really hope they work something out. I don't know what that looks like. I'm not smart enough to decide that, whether that's a cut in revenue from Apple, revenue sharing or something like that. But I don't know. I just want to see it worked out, because it's kind of like two sides are fighting and they both kind of have valid points. But
you hate it when the parents fight, Greg. You hate it when the parents fight.
Exactly. It's kind of hard to defend like $1 trillion company, but at the same time, they do have good points. So it's tough.
So I've been on record saying that I support Apple taking 30% for app developers and things like that, because it is their platform. But there's other things, there's other factors that play here. What Hey is accusing Apple of is catering their rules to special companies and not being consistent across the platform with their rules and how they enforce their rules. And I'm not smart enough to know all the nuances of what's going on there. But if that is true, then that's our problem, because the rules should apply for everybody across the board. They shouldn't be playing favor in their app store. But it seems like that's what Hey is accusing them of. And it seems like Hey is not alone in accusing Apple of playing favors and not enforcing their rules unilaterally across the whole entire platform. And that's a problem.
It's less playing favorites and more I think they have this deep-seated belief that if they don't say anything in writing, they remain flexible enough to handle unforeseen situations when they occur. It's like, when Steve Jobs did that big diagram, he goes, we're not going to allow porn, we're not going to allow malware, and then this whole category called unforeseen, because they just didn't know what people were going to do. And a whole bunch of stuff has come up that's been like questionable, and like, can you make a political satire app because politicians are public figures? But it's also like it can be highly inflammatory. Like, there's all these unknown cases, and I think they believe that if they make a hard rule, people will lawyer them. It's like, but you said, and so the more like sort of nebulous they can keep it, the more they can be flexible. But at the same time, it makes it impossible for developers, because they just go into a state of learned helplessness and crumple on the floor, because they don't know if the business they spent 9 months on is going to be allowed or not. And Apple also seems like Greg level savage about making examples of certain apps. Instead of saying this is not allowed, they'll just cancel an app and expect everybody else to understand that them canceling that app means please don't do that again, instead of just saying please don't do that again. And that whoever is canceled like faces the full brunt of all their work being destroyed, not like getting the warning the way everybody else has. And I think those, no matter who I talk to, people who supported Apple, people who didn't support Apple, people who had different opinions in between, everyone said the lack of consistency was a problem. And I think that's the most important thing for them to address.
Yeah, because it's okay to have rules and things like that, but if you don't enforce them consistently across the entire bout of your platform, across the entirety of all the developers that participate on the platform, then it just looks bad for the company as a whole. It doesn't matter if you're Apple, Google, Samsung, Microsoft. It doesn't matter. If you can't enforce your rules unilaterally, then that is going to...
If you're that mouse and you press that button and you get candy, you keep pressing it. But if once in a while you get an electric shock, you don't know what you can do with that button anymore.
Right. It creates confusion, and that's when you incite mutiny, like what's happening right now. So I think Apple needs to find a way to figure out how to enforce their rules more consistently across the App Store so they don't have to run into these issues. But I think ultimately what it's going to come down to is they're going to have to change how much they take from these developers, because a lot of developers have a big issue with them taking a 30% chunk. And like you said, with the value of apps drastically decreasing because of so much competition in the App Store, it's hard, like Renee said, it's hard for a developer to make a living if that's their living, making apps and developing apps for iOS. When you got all this other competition across the App Store and Apple taking 30% of your revenue.
Which YouTube takes too, right? That's why you have
right.
Coffee.
Yep, exactly right. Every time somebody super chat me, YouTube saying 30%, right? So that's not a good look. I mean, I understand it because, again, I can't complain too much because I'm on YouTube platform. I choose to use it. If I don't like it, I can go somewhere else. And it's a lot of it's the same way at Apple. If you're on Apple platform, you have to play by their rules. And if you don't like it, go to the Play Store. But at the same time, you got to be fair given the current circumstances, especially with everything that's happening in the world right now with the Rona going on. But I don't know, Renee, like you said, it's hard to answer this, but they're going to have to figure it out relatively quickly.
And the thing is, like, the best way to get Apple to change is to, like, if you could put something on Google Play that just destroyed Apple, like that wasn't allowed with the App Store rules, they would change in a heartbeat. But like Uber and Instagram and every major success on the App Store, like in mobile, has been fine on the App Store. So Apple doesn't feel any pain. You know, this is all developer pain, and that means that they're more reticent to change.
And I think the other half of that is that most of these companies that got big being on the iOS App Store. They don't want to bite the hand that fed them, more or less. So yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky thing. It's a tricky thing. All right, so I got two Apple people on the show today. So between you two gents, are there any surprises in store for us on Monday at WWDC?
I'm sure there will be. You know, all this talk of an ARM transition, how that plays out is going to be incredibly interesting. I'm going to try and pay very close attention to the words they use to see what they're doing, if they're going to hand out developer kits or anything like that, or if you know, maybe the iPad Pro is a secret developer kit in waiting. I don't know. There's so many things that they're going to have to answer if they're truly moving away from Intel to ARM. It's going to be very exciting for someone like me. I love that kind of stuff, and seeing that kind of development in time into the Mac platform, which, you know, a few years ago people were saying like, oh, Apple's just going to stop making Macs one day. They're just going to drop the platform. To take a huge undertaking like that by switching over to a whole new chipset, that shows that there's a future there, which is exciting because, you know, 2016, 2019 Mac lineup stuff wasn't as exciting, but it seems to be getting pretty exciting. Software stuff, obviously, lots of stuff in the air. Is it going to be like an S year for software, kind of like refinement, which I think it will be based on some of these rumors and what we've gotten out of it. But, you know, there was also other rumors earlier on that maybe Apple will finally be loosening up a little bit, letting certain apps become, you know, default choices like your mail client, calendars and stuff like that, music services. Again, that would be a win for developers too, who have wanted that for quite a while, the ability to become the default option. So maybe developers will be happy after they hear something like that on Monday. Who knows though at this point?
Do you guys think they'll actually, so this is what I was thinking today, do you think they'll actually mention the word ARM on stage? Because I went back and looked, and when they went to ARM64, they didn't mention it. They just said modern instruction set. And I went back as far as I could. I've never seen them actually mention ARM. And I'm wondering if it's like when they transitioned to Intel was like a brand name, and people knew it, and it was Intel inside, and it meant PC compatible. It goes all this advantage to saying Intel. And here, I think the advantage is just saying, "Oh, it's got a chip like an iPhone." Oh, okay, I get what you mean.
Yeah, I think it'll be like this thing has you know A13 or whatever in it, and look how much faster it is than the Intel MacBook Air. Like that's exactly how they'd say it in at least the keynote. No, a lot of people watching the keynote are gonna be like, "ARM, what?" Like they know like Apple chips, and I feel like they'll pitch it like that. Like we put an A13 in this or A13X, whatever, and look how much faster it is.
I don't know. It feels to me like ever since Steve Jobs passed away, Apple has gotten a lot more nerdier with their presentations at the keynote. So I wouldn't be surprised if they mentioned ARM at WWDC because, like I said, they've gotten more nerdier with the way they present their features and things like that. So you never know.
It's true, but it's like an instruction set. Intel actually made the chips, where Apple makes their own chips now, like barbecue, salt and vinegar,
barbecue.
Yeah, I feel like Apple really wants to just tout that this is their chip, it's their design. We control hardware and software completely in a way, not necessarily exactly completely, but more so than ever. And I feel like they'll just reference it's their chip design. I don't even know. Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Renee. I don't think they'll mention ARM at least on the keynote. Maybe in some of like developer sessions they might.
Well, either way, I know a lot of us are looking forward to a potential transition from Intel to ARM, because like I was telling people, I think if Apple can make their ARM chips like the chips on the iPhone and put those type of chips in the MacBooks and get that type of power output, whoo, wow.
Even if it's the same power that we see now with like the Intel in like the MacBook Air, even if it's the same, which it probably won't be based on everything we know with like iPads and stuff like that. The fact that like the iPads don't need a fan in them, and I was using my MacBook Air earlier this morning and like typing out some like emails and doing some like shipping, and like the fans started kicking up. I'm just like, when they switch over to ARMs and stuff, like when they switch over to their own processors in this, these are going to be such great machines.
And it won't take them 10 years to update the MacBook Air again. It'll whenever it's on their product cycle, and when they can make the features they want at the software level. It's not like they don't have to have a T2 chip, which adds cost because it'll be built into the CPU. Because unlike Intel, they can actually do H.265 acceleration. They can put their controller. It feels like a win on so many levels for them.
Yeah, anytime Apple gets a chance to completely control the total process of how they make their hardware, it's definitely a win for them and a win for the customers usually. Shout out to Fit Blonde for the super chat. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I think the biggest challenge, obviously, is just how is existing software going to run that isn't developed natively for the ARM platform? How good's the emulation going to be? Is there even going to be like emulation for it? Is this like a whole new consumer level Mac? I don't think so. I believe it will be like Mac OS, but maybe there's just like a whole nother operating system in the wing waiting to take advantage of these ARM chips that we don't even know about. There's just so many unanswered things right now, which makes the conference exciting. Viper, you were talking about leaks before and how, have leaks ruined like the industry. But it's like, especially like in a time like this, there's the leaks that Apple is planning to do this transition, but it's the explanation that's really exciting and what comes out of it.
Yeah, it's just like I said on the podcast. I think the leaks make it a little bit more exciting because like Greg said, we know that Apple transitioning to ARM, but we don't know how they exactly plan to implement that in their MacBooks. And that's the type of stuff that excites me because we don't know everything. We know a few things, but we don't know everything. Hey, Buzz, thank you for the coffee, sir. I just got the notification, so thank you for buying me a coffee, Buzz. Always appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
I excitedly DM'd Viper the other day. I'm excited for this last minute rumor I heard on 9 to 5.
I was just about to ask you about that. Go ahead.
Yeah. That they're going to put some more thought into the podcast app and actually do a For You section. And I was super stoked at that. As someone who does a podcast, I recognize that a lot of the growth from our podcast is through our YouTube channels and driving growth through that on an existing platform. It's very hard to be discovered in the podcast app if you're not already ranking or if you're not promoting your podcast somewhere else. So I think a For You section, some sort of like algorithm there, I think that's really compelling for me as someone who makes a podcast. So I was excited for that.
Yeah, that's definitely.
I was in my video last week. I'm super excited.
Yeah, and Apple Music does an okay job with recommendations, recommending big stuff like big artists, and as well as like independent artists like I've never really heard of before. So if they can do the same for podcasts, I'm sure it'll be filled with the Joe. It needs to be
atomized because like I don't want to. The advantage to YouTube is that this next week, if someone watches Viper's video on WWDC, Greg's video will be in the corner, and Travis's video will be in the corner, and Marquez's and mine, and people can discover that way. Where podcast is typically just other episodes you've already made. So if they have a For You tab and it's just other shows, it's not going to be super valuable because like I don't necessarily need them to recommend, I don't know, Barstool baseball if I'm watching Viper's video. But if it's per episode and it's the same subject I'm currently watching, then that's super powerful. That's like YouTube level powerful.
Even if they could do like almost like a podcast radio station where you're done listening to one episode and it auto plays like the next, that'd be cool in a way too. Because I'm one of those people that like I'll listen to like podcasts like for like 3 hours straight of like tech podcasts, and I would love like a radio station of all my favorites and maybe even some other recommended that I haven't checked out. That'd be cool.
And if it's like YouTube, they'll just keep playing Marquez's first podcast over and over again.
Probably. So we got an interesting question from Genosis. He says, Renee and Greg, do you think we'll see more hardware content from WWDC than software?
Very rare. Like 2017 was the I want to say worse just because there was so much to do, but like that was when they had like some of the most the most numerous hardware that I can remember, because there was new MacBooks, there were new MacBook Pros, there was new MacBooks, there was new iMacs, there was the iMac Pro, there was the HomePod, and it was just one thing after another. It was the 10.5-inch iPad Pro, and that was a lot in addition to all the operating systems. So it's possible, but we'll have to make an awful lot of videos if that happens again.
I will say that I remember last year or last March, before Apple had their revenue services event, they I think they dropped a new product like every week, but the week before. The only thing they dropped this week was an update to the MacBook Pro. They gave it a new GPU or something like that.
Yep.
There's been no other product dropped. So that sets up the potential for more hardware at WWDC, excuse me, at WWDC, but there's no guarantee since it is primarily a software conference.
Yeah. I mean, the big rumor is that new iMac, which I'm not even sure if it's like 100% chance we'll see that. I have my doubts. I'm excited for like the hype of it if it's true, but it doesn't seem to mesh up with some of the other timelines we've been seeing. But I mean, if it's there and ready, and if it's really a redesigned iMac, at least for me, that's going to be a big part of the show, because I've been waiting for that since like 2012, you know, and honestly, I mean, since like 2007, it's kind of looked exactly the same. So we'll see if there's any hardware stuff, maybe like Apple TV as well. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of products that could be updated rather than like hardcore rumors or stuff like that.
Can I break some hearts, Viper?
Go ahead, break some hearts, man.
So Neil H in the chat room is saying it'll be focused on stability and fixing inconsistencies. And every year people say, just, you know, do a Snow Leopard year, you know, just make things run better. And like, that's the biggest lie, because Snow Leopard was not that at all. Snow Leopard was a major under the hood change that had very few user facing features. And Steve's like, I can't sell this. Give me some more features. They're like, we don't have any. He's like, fine, then I'm saying no more features. And then that way no one's going to bother me. You know, he's like, oh, it's brilliant. We'll say no new features. But like it had all sorts of stuff like Grand Central Dispatch and Exchange, and they re-architected a bunch of stuff. And iOS 13 was supposed to have a whole bunch of performance ability improvements, and we saw how that turned out. So I am never again saying like Snow Leopard year or like stability year, because they're so busy rewriting so many things that I feel like for the next 3 or 4 years, it's going to just be a madhouse until they're fully onto their complete new stack.
All right. Yeah. It's always weird, because obviously with software, people want more features year over year. But like last year when we got iOS 13, it was buggy as hell, still buggy as hell even to this day. So obviously with iOS 14, people want more stability. They want more. They want a more functional, stable OS, but they still want new features. So it's like, how does Apple go about balancing providing more stability while at the same time giving you some features? Because I think if Apple actually introduced a new iOS without any feature, people will have a serious problem with that. So
also just like APFS, like they just swapped out an entire file system. That's not going to be like a stability. That's going to be mayhem, because so many things are going to break for so many people.
Definitely.
And they keep doing that. Swift, and they had to roll back Discovery D because everyone had suddenly had 9 different versions of the Apple TV in their AirPlay stack. And
I don't know. Okay, so Renee, so we just got an interesting rumor handed down from our boy John Prosser. Apparently, Apple is thinking about rebranding iOS to iPhone OS. Why? Why?
I mean, I prefer it because it was iPhone OS, and then in iOS 4, like the iPad iPad awkwardly was running iPhone OS for a few months, and they rebranded iPhone OS 4 to iOS 4. And now if it's just the iPhone and iPod Touch running iOS, nobody even remembers the iPod Touch. It's like an internet meme right now. So if it was just iPhone OS, you know, it feels weird to have iOS if only the iPhone is running it. If something else is going to run it too, it makes sense. But if it's just the iPhone, I think it's easier for people to call it iPhone OS.
But people have been calling it iOS since the beginning of almost the beginning of 2010.
2010, yeah.
Why big something that ain't broke? It ain't broke, Renee.
I just want Mac OS to be Mac OS, whatever, 16. I'm ready to get rid of the California.
I watched the video today. Yeah.
No. Can't get rid of the names. I need.
Well, then make it iOS Yukon. I mean, just please be consistent.
I need those nice new wallpapers from California locations.
iOS California Adventure.
Another
Let's just go back to cats again.
Oh Lord. Another strange thing that seems to be happening, Renee, is that it seems like, and this has been happening for a while now, for years, but it does seem like Apple is trying to gradually move away from branding. Obviously, they call the Apple Watch instead of iWatch. The AirPods are called AirPods and are called iPods and things like that. Well, obviously they had the OG iPod, but they're moving away from the branding. And there's actually some rumors, or there's like a small, like, smattering of rumors that they might rebrand iPhone to Apple phone. Why on earth would you rebrand the most iconic branding ever, Renee? Why would they even think about doing something like that?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that going forward, they're staying away from the because the branding was internet. Like in the very beginning, it was because the internet was so new and so novel, and now it's really not. You know, it's your father's internet, your mom's internet now. So there's not as much value, and everyone started copying it. There was iHome, and like everyone was duplicating the branding, and you legally can't do that with Apple branding. So right. I think it's safer and more recognizable for them. But they have AirPods and they have HomePods and they have Apple Watches. So they're not exclusive. They're not dating the Apple name exclusively. But I think it makes sense. I don't think it makes sense to rebrand anything as famous as the iPhone, but to keep branding new things makes sense.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. But to rebrand the iPhone would just be a cataclysmic mistake on biblical levels. I hope they don't do that.
I can't see them doing it because it's such a strong brand name already. I don't think any more good could come from it. Only bad could come from it. And then even if you changed it, you just have every single normal person in the world coming in and going, "Can I have the latest iPhone?" It's like my almost everyone in my family who like isn't super into tech, they still call the Apple Watch the iWatch. It's like it's called the Apple.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes these companies just try to do too much. It's just like, if it ain't broke, don't break it, man.
Yeah. But also, these are rumors, and like it could just be like someone heard this in the third meeting where someone joked about it, and Phil gave him the death look, and it was never mentioned again. But it managed to slip out, and you never know.
Yeah, who knows, man? I think I said this on a podcast too. If nothing is official until Apple goes on stage and makes it official, so.
And the way it works is like they come up with a name they like, and then they come up with like 100 other names, and they vet all of them to see like what translations are and what like it sounds like. And like the 12-inch MacBook was supposed to be MacBook Stealth, and they thought they came to their senses and just named it the MacBook.
What MacBook Stealth? What?
Yeah, because it was lighter than air. So
Lord.
It's a process, but we tend to get to good results.
All right, so I got another interesting question for both of you guys. So as you know, I just had a podcast interview with Mark Gurman, and I was asking him about why Apple is so absent from the smart home space, given the fact that they have the infrastructure in place to dominate it if they were to actually put some effort into it. So why
I tuned in and you were talking about basketball.
Oh, I was talking more than basketball, but of course about the basketball.
He was grilling you on Jordan.
Oh yeah, he was trying to, but Jordan's my thing. He's a LeBron person. He's a millennial, so he loves LeBron. I'm like, you can have LeBron. I'm all about Mike. But why is Apple so absent from smart home technology, people? What is happening here? I don't understand this.
I don't.
Quiet, silent.
I think it's just the traditional Apple thing of like they're focused on a very they don't want to be in every single product category. They're very selective about what product categories they're in. Most of the product categories they want to be in, they want to try and like really shake things up. So if it's just going to be another smart light that works slightly better with HomeKit and stuff like that, they're probably not too interested in it. Now, granted, if they put immense focus into like a smart home division, I'm sure they could knock it out of the park and make some like really amazing products. But the smart home category is so big, they'd have to make like doorbells, lights, microwaves, all this other stuff that's considered smart home stuff. I just don't know if they have the focus to do it. People think Apple has too much on their plate already with all their different operating systems. So to ask them to add even more on and then add all these different subsets of smart home stuff, I don't know if they're personally into it. I would love to see them get into it and start making an Apple light bulb. I would personally be happy. I'm sure it'd be great, but I just don't know if they have
only be one color
focus.
Oh wow.
It'll be like which Kelvin of light is the best for.
Oh Lord.
The thing for me is like, that's absolutely true. Like Apple's a huge company, but they have very limited bandwidth. Like they have very small teams. Those teams are very focused. And you can see that with the Mac. they just don't have the capacity to push out too many new Macs every year. They manage to do an iPhone every year because it's their main business, but that comes by sacrificing literally every other product every once in a while. So I would love it too. They don't even think they have the capacity to make a router anymore. They canceled the airport.
Yeah.
I think the problem is that everyone else thinks differently than Apple, and they're very conglomerate about it. And between Google and Samsung and Amazon, they're buying up all the smart home brands. And it's tenuous whether they'll keep supporting HomeKit. Part of the reason why HomeKit has so many fewer devices is because Samsung bought SmartThings and Amazon bought Eero and a bunch of others, and Google bought Nest. And they all have the stuff that's guaranteed to work incredibly well, the actual Apple Play, the integrated Play with their systems, and Apple doesn't have that. And the other thing is that we trust Apple with their privacy and security more than other companies. And I know people were concerned when Amazon bought Eero and when Google bought Nest and merged it with Google accounts. And I think Apple doesn't have to make everything, but if Apple made the parts we care about the most, like the router that secures our data between our computers and the internet, the lock, the camera, because there's been so many stories about Amazon's Ring and Google's Nest cameras, people breaking into them, seeing them, law enforcement getting access to them, that those are the products where the Cook doctrine really applies. And that is, Apple only wants to enter product spaces where they can provide a differentiated product. And I think they could do that just based on their privacy and trust systems. They just don't seem to feel like they have the amount of engineering capacity to do it.
Guess that makes some sense. All right, y'all. Let me bring in the best promoter on the YouTube today. We got to bring in my man, Don Tech King Mike. What's up, bro?
Yo. So my Cam Link is currently not working. So,
No.
I will have it fixed before tomorrow night. But what is going on, everybody?
Wait, is this a John Prosser power play where you just come in on the audio?
Yo, Mike, I got your champion in one corner, and I got a potential challenger in the other corner, man. Talk to him, Mike. Talk to him.
Dude, if Renee Ritchie bless the tech fights, you know what? That's gonna be a great fight.
If I was Renee, I'm thinking like, where's my closest mask? And I show up like a masked fighter, and I take everyone down, and at the end I just
like Lucha Libre, like a luchador.
Yeah, exactly.
I would be Ray Jr.
Yeah, that would be great.
I mean, it can happen. It can happen.
Anything's possible. I mean, when I came on all cloaked and hooded up, and then I revealed myself and went on to win. So,
when you came out as Palpatine, I thought you were Roberto Blake for a minute.
I did too.
That is something Roberto would do, definitely.
Yeah, Roberto was the first person that went through my mind. I just knew. I said, "Is that Roberto Blake?" I thought that was Greg.
See, yeah, that's why I had to reveal myself. I had to introduce myself. People thought I was Roberto for a second.
So Mike, man, talk to us a little bit about what's happening tomorrow night.
So tomorrow night is going to essentially be the season finale of the first several fights that have happened this year. And tech fights are going to go on a little hiatus after that for a couple of weeks. And when we come back for the start of the next season, we're going to be every Saturday for 7 Saturdays straight. And then there's also going to be a lot of reformatting. So, Greg, I'm sure if you have ever seen a normal tech fight, Viper, you've been in a normal tech fight. The process is going to be so much more streamlined when we come back. It's going to be so smooth and so just the rules are going to be ironclad. So wherever Travis is, he can't talk about the rules anymore. So he won't have an excuse not to come on.
Yeah. I asked Travis to come on to the tech fights, and he said, no, the rules. And I was like, what are you talking about, the rules? So I just, Travis isn't going to show up even when you revamp the rules. I think he's too scared, to be honest with you.
I mean,
where's Greg at? Greg is at the winner's lounge.
I heard Travis wants Pride rules and not UFC rules. Like he wants the original. Like you could spike somebody from the guard, and he thinks it's just too constrained for him. You've got to release the beast.
See, like I said, I'm not going to give away too much, but I really do, because I talked to Travis about the rules, and I talked to him about the new rules, and I think once he gets a hold of them, I think he's going to be excited.
I think Greg's going to say no hair pulling, and the whole thing's going to disintegrate.
Well, I can't pull Travis's hair, so it wouldn't be fair.
Well, Mike, I always tell Renee, man. I think Renee will do pretty well in the tech fight, man.
I don't know if I can take that kind of pressure. I see Greg's had ninja training.
You know, I always open up the invitation that if not everybody wants to debate, and I understand that. You know, I don't try to pressure or go after, because you know there's like El Jefe. El Jefe is one of the coolest people ever, and he knows audio like the back of his hand, but he will not debate. So I'll just see. Do you want to be a judge? You know, do you want to judge the debate instead of actually getting in the debate? You know, that's the door I always leave open.
And then Greg will go, Windows Millennium Edition was the best operating system of all time. I'm taking the negative. And you'll be like, oh, come on.
Oh man, I remember when Greg came in here. I think last week with that Windows XP background.
Yeah, I think I still got it loaded up. Hold on, let's see.
Do you have an 8-bit version?
No.
Mike. Adrian says that she is not allowing new judges.
No new judges. What?
What Adrian says, no new judges, no new friends.
I like Adrian as a judge. So as long as she's being a judge, I'll compete. If not, I'll have to reevaluate that.
No new judge.
Adrian is a permanent fixture.
Okay, so I'll be there.
Her and Scott Peachy are permanent fixtures.
All right, so we haven't had this happen yet in the tech fight team, but I know you've talked about it before, Mike. But we got just out here for some tag team fights. I'm guessing those to come in season 2.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. They are. Like I said, I'd like Greg and Travis to kind of start it off. It'd be really awesome to see the 2-time Battle Royale champ. I mean, if he wins,
I think he got it right the first time.
If he wins again.
Mike, wow, Mike, don't give away the result.
I'm just spitballing here, but what about Travis versus Greg Hell in the Cell?
Yeah.
I think that you could do a complete Cactus Jack, like right from the.
Yeah.
Oh, Renee wants to go all out.
And then Viper will be yelling, "Good God Almighty, he's broken in half! He's broken in half!"
Nowhere.
I can do it.
But no, the only reason I said that is because the only person who stepped up to take out Greg has been Tech Odyssey.
Yes.
The only person. And there it is.
I love Greg.
It's a perfect color green too. They really nailed it.
Yeah. They did good.
Speaking of Prosser, I hope Prosser is watching, or he does watch this, because technically he's still the reigning champ. Even if he hasn't come back, he's still the reigning champ. So somebody has to beat him to take the belt from him.
That is true.
I heard that he's already doing tech fights from the future. That he no longer does tech fights in the present. But he's won the boss fight already.
He knows the results.
He's doing it through AR glasses right now as we speak.
Like you plebes. He's just fighting his AR glasses.
Actually, you know what? Let's talk about this a little bit, because I've talked to Renee about this, and I talked to Taylor and Tech a little bit about this. But Greg, I haven't talked to you about this. So I don't know, Greg, but I'm pretty sure you get some type. Sometimes you might get inside info about what's happening in and around Apple, and I know you haven't leaked anything. What are your feelings about being a potential leaker? Is it something that you've thought about? Is it something that's been presented to you as an opportunity, or what are your thoughts on that?
No one comes to me with any of that stuff. Get out of here. No, I don't want to do that. I like reporting on Apple. I like talking about the technologies around it. I have zero interest in being the first person to tell you about like a new product or anything like that. I'm more interested in the technology side of it, the hardware side, products, all that stuff, software. I don't care if I can tell you they're working on something and maybe it comes out, maybe it doesn't.
Gotcha. Okay.
No disrespect to people that do it, obviously. I love them. I love getting excited about that stuff, but I don't want to be the person that breaks the news on that.
Except macOS New Jersey would be the best version of macOS.
Yeah, then I'd have to step out and be like, you know what? They're making macOS New Jersey. They finally got it right. California state.
Yo, Mike, I saw on Twitter that you recently made a life decision. And I, for one, say very good decision on your part. But you are going strictly iPhone 11 Pro, right?
Yes, that is my daily driver. I do not take another phone out of the house right now.
Now, I guess my question is, what needs to happen for you to change your mind about that? Or are you looking forward to an upcoming device, maybe?
I am only looking forward to 2 devices this year. The next iPhone 12 or the next iPhone Pro, because I've just got to, I am perfectly comfortable with the size of the iPhone 11 Pro. I don't think I'm going to go big again, because it is the best size phone that I've ever used. And the Note 20 because I want to see if Samsung's going to fix the issues that the Ultra had with the Note, since that's usually what they do. But those are the only two phones. Other than that, I'm not really interested in anything else. Whatever OnePlus Zeus Greek god mythology phone they come out with, I'm okay. I'm perfectly fine.
Fucking hell. Were you scared though when Ice Universe said it's going to be like Cats, and you immediately flashed to the movie?
You know, my wife tried to get me to watch the movie that just came out, and I almost walked out.
Dame Judi Dench of smartphones. I get that Ice Universe is like mysterious, but that was like a really big ambiguity to drop on the tech world.
Mm-hmm. I can't stand when someone's just like, oh, it's gonna be like the best thing ever, and it's not out. It's like, how do you know? Like, it's not out. Like, you have no chance of testing it. Like, what are you talking about? I don't know.
So, Mike, I'm curious, Mike. Are you looking forward to anything in particular at WWDC on Monday?
Off the top of the head, no. I'm kind of just going into it just to watch and see what happens. I enjoy WWDC because it's always something to listen to while I'm working. So I'm just kind of going into it for that. The only thing Apple related that I'm really focused on right now is I'm focused on the next MacBook Pro. Whatever iteration that they drop next year, if they drop another iteration, that's next year is the year that I buy a MacBook Pro.
So are you looking for anything in particular? Like, because like I was waiting for the 10th generation Intel, and then I'm like, as soon as that happens, I'm going to buy another 16-inch. And then I'm like, wait a minute, mini LED. No, I got to have the 10th generation Intel and the mini LED display. and I keep wondering, like, how much am I going to be willing to wait for before I pull the trigger?
I've got a 2015 right now, and I love it. And I just got it last year as my first MacBook Pro ever. So I'm just content with whatever they bring. I just know I'm saving my money because I'm getting it maxed out because I don't plan on buying another one for like 10 years. So I'm just going to go ahead and get it maxed out.
The MacBook Pro.
There you go. Mike doing it big.
So it's not that bad.
I mean, with all that tech fight money you got coming in, you got it easy, baby. You got it easy.
Viper, we're on the same level. Stop it.
When they did the unveiling for the 16-inch, they had a bunch of media people there, and they had like, what's his name? Felder, the guy who did all the music for Ariana Grande, and he was talking about how he does the entire thing right on his MacBook. But they also had the people who did the video for Desposito, and they're like, we used to have 18 drives attached to our MacBook to store all the video, and now we just have 8 terabytes inside, and we never even think about it anymore. We just make videos for months, and we don't worry about external drives, and it's so much easier.
That's 8 terabytes. When I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'm good. I will not need to buy another computer for a long time. And I do videos in 1080p.
So Renee, I finally got a chance to watch your MacBook Pro, or your Magic Keyboard. Excuse me, that's a MacBook Pro. Your Magic Keyboard review. I was staying away from it because I didn't put mine out yet. But after I put mine, I'm like, I can go back and watch this. And it's crazy how much we think alike, Renee. We were practically on the same wavelength.
Yeah, I watched yours. We put it out last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. No. Yeah. Absolutely. I think if you like it for similar reasons, and if you don't like it, there's very specific things you don't like about it. And I'm happy because it makes me think that I'm not totally out in the woods.
No, I mean, like I said, I think it's funny because I'm obviously you were able to articulate your words a lot better than I am. But at the end of the day, we had the same thought process as we were reviewing the MacBook, the keyboard. It's good for what it is. It's a keyboard. I don't know if it allows for much in the way of versatility, especially when the angles and the viewing angles that are available for using the Apple Pencil is not that ideal for a drawer or Illustrator or anything like that. But I love my Magic Keyboard. I use it every day. I have no regret spending the amount of money that I spent on it. I would do it again if I had to do it all over again. And I just think it's an amazing device. It's still my favorite piece of tech this year. And that's with everything that's been released. So, yeah.
I saw you say that. I think that's really cool. I know a lot of people get upset with the price, and I think the thing is that Apple only makes the expensive version. Like, you go on Dell, and you could probably find one made out of like sofa material, and then one made out of like balsa wood, and you could find them from $100 to $500. But Apple only makes a $500 one.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm so glad you brought this up because I can bring up another topic to talk to you about. So we know that Mark Kensher recently made a video about the $700 Mac Pro wheel. and it was a review, but it was more like a philosophical look at why Apple is able to and willing to charge that amount of money for that particular item. Obviously, it's a set of computer wheels. You wouldn't think there would be more than worth $50, $30, but no, we got these Mac Pro wheels. Apple charged $700, and I think what Mark Kemp was trying to say is that it's not about the price as much as it's about the ideology that Apple is trying to maintain and keep up as it relates to them being a luxury brand or seen as a luxury brand. So where Apple doesn't, they know a lot of people probably won't buy those for $700, but just to maintain appearances, if you will, that's why they went out and they charged $700. So Renee, what do you think about the philosophy behind Apple charging $700 for a pair of wheels that probably you can get for like $50?
So I think, I think there is a lot to what Mark has said. I also think that, Apple got hammered for not being pro for so long that they went out and they got the Pro Workflows team. And the Pro Workflows team is staffed with people from Pixar and Industrial Lights and Magic and every one of the big Hollywood houses. Like, they are top-notch talent. And that's a whole different universe. And when you look at, like, I remember looking at the MacBook Pro with Jonathan Morrison and Marquez, and people are like saying, oh, that computer's expensive. And Marquez is like, my camera is $75,000. And Jonathan's like, my camera is $85,000. And the handle is $700. When they're talking about the stand, it's like that. I think Apple allowed themselves to go too far into the pro world. Because if you ever go to like the Red page or the Alexa page, you're literally paying per screw. And the screws are like $100, and the handle is like $700. And you don't, like, when you buy the camera, you get the sensor. And then do you want to take pictures with it? Because then you need the casing for the sensor. You're like, yes, I do. And the price goes like up and up and up and up. And that's how a lot of pro stuff is sold. And I think Apple allowed them. They're like, you want pro gear? We're going fully pro. I hope you enjoy it, people. And suddenly it's like, you're buying that MacBook Pro by the piece. You want rails on it? Here's the rails kit. You want wheel? Here's the wheels kit. And the baseline version, you are literally paying $6,000 for a case, because a lot of people in Hollywood are only going to buy the case, boot it up, and attach it to their massive storage array to start rendering Pixar frames or rendering, like ILM Star Wars frames. And they really don't care what else is on it. They just want something they can throw stuff into this year, throw stuff into next year and the future. And if you want more than that, like, you can buy it, but it's like an ultra high-end machine. It's like a Red camera for computers. And that's insanely how that world works. So I think that's just their thing. Like, I don't want to call it trolling, and I don't want to call it like, okay, be careful what you ask for. But I think they just let the Pro Workflows team do it, and that's how the Pro Workflows team thinks.
Okay, I mean, I understand that argument to an extent, but we're talking about the same Apple that charged $17,000 for the original Apple Watch Edition, and that's not really a pro device. So
that was the same thing, though. It's like Johnny going, okay, some of you spend $25,000 on a plane ticket, and you buy a $20,000 dress and you wear it once. And there's a guy in China who bought 3 of them for his dog because 4 of them would be ostentatious. And I think they get in their own heads too much, and they're like, we're going to make it for this market, and they don't understand how ridiculous it makes it look.
Oh, man. Oh, look who decides great stuff with his presents. Hi, Mike.
Yeah, see, I had to get my webcam.
There you go.
I was over here digging for it. I was like, I don't want to make too much noise, but I was like digging on my desk. I got it angled just right so you don't see the mess in here.
That's the
Captain America shit right there.
You could throw a Windows 98 background on if you really wanted to.
I gotta say, for Renee, when you posted like your picture of your setup, it like completely like broke like everything for me. I was like, oh. I was like, wait, there's a table in front? Like, what's going on? I'm so confused. And now it makes sense, actually, because like, what you're just like floating everything right now.
Yeah. I mean, I saw Peter McKinnon's video, the one he dropped yesterday. I'm like, that's almost my setup, but good.
Yeah.
It's like if someone who knew what they were doing were to make my setup, that's what it would be.
I don't know. Like I said on Twitter, it looks like the inside of an Apple store you got going on over there, Renee.
Yeah, actually, I got it on. There's a Canadian furniture store called Mobilia, and they were selling most of their stuff, and it was all wooden, like actual wooden wood stuff, and it was like all half and 60% off. And I just bought, but it's weird. Like they only had 2 chairs left. So I got 2 chairs and a bench and a table and a shelf. Like whatever they had left, I took.
I was like, when I look at Renee's videos and I see that fire and ice in the background, I'm trying to, if I can figure out how to do that, like you guys are going to see just all types of off the wall colors in my videos, but I just always like the balance in the background. It's pretty cool.
It was Jonathan Morrison. He's like, you will buy these lights. And I'm like, oh, Quasar Science lights, but they're expensive. He's like, you will buy these lights. And then I look at like Hollywood posters. And for a while I had the Batman, the Dark Knight poster background. And now I have the Star Wars movie poster background. And I can't afford a Windows 95 background, but I would.
I'll send you one, Renee, if you really want one.
Thank you. Will it have Steve Ballmer running around behind me?
Oh, developers.
That's still one of my favorite videos. Yeah.
They, I think Apple should, instead of running WWDC keynote tomorrow, they should just run that. They just run developers, and it'd be interesting to see the reaction to that.
I miss Ballmer. Like, I don't miss him running Microsoft, but I miss him being on like an interview.
Yeah, Ballmer. I mean, I still love that interview when iPhone first came out. He's just like going over all these features that like, oh, it doesn't have a hardware keyboard. All this like stuff like a
I like our chances.
Yeah, I like our chances.
Listen, man, I miss DJ Cole, man. We need to bring back DJ Cole.
You still do? Yeah, I'm starting to see your point of view.
Finally,
Yeah.
we bring back DJ Cole.
Can we make like a negotiation where he comes back, but he only gets 10 minutes for the Samsung is great speech instead of 20? Can we meet in the middle?
I can work with that. With that.
It's not like the guy they replaced him with has like way more charisma or anything like that. So
No.
we're bringing back DJ Co. Why not?
They replaced him with a stick. They literally replaced him with a stick. Come on now. Stop. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. So speaking of a presentation and things like that, Renee, how do you think WWDC is going to differentiate as far as the way it's presented? Because obviously it's going to be online only. It's going to be a virtual thing.
It's gonna be so weird, right?
Yeah.
Because we're used to like Craig making jokes and people laughing. Like it's going to be OS 10 weed. Ha 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 ha. It's like you can't do that this time.
Yeah. All right. So I guess my question is, do you think they'll like maybe get more Apple employees involved in the presentation aspect, or like let them talk about different features instead of their head like executives, or do you think they'll still just leave it to the head exec from their different departments to do it, or how do you think they're going to do it this year?
They've been increasing it a lot. Like previously, it really was the most senior person they could get for any category. So it was like Phil Schiller did anything that was a product, unless there was multiple things, and then it would fall like to Greg Joswiak or to something else. But now they're doing much more. Like they had Kyan Drance up for the iPhone 11, and she runs iPhone product marketing, not all of product marketing, but iPhone product marketing. And they keep having, I keep calling him McDreamy, the guy who did the iPad and the iMac Pro. But they have a lot more people, and I think they'll continue that. I think they'll let the stakeholders for those particular divisions, like Kevin Lynch and Sumbul Desai, do their portions of the presentation. At least I hope so. It's much more interesting for me when you have multiple people up there.
You know what we need, Renee? But
that?
we have lost it.
TJ Cole at WWDC.
No. We need Johnny Ives or somebody with his voice back at these Apple keynotes. We need Johnny Ives back.
But Johnny only ever did the videos, like the white.
I know. I missed the videos. I missed those. Those were so good.
The last time he was on stage was the Unibody MacBook when they handed it around to the audience and they tried to get it back awkwardly at the end.
I really like that voiceover that Phil Schiller did for like the 2018 iPad Pro. I thought that was great. So, I mean, if Phil wants to do one for the iMac, I like the energy in that a lot. And
Laura did the MacBook Air, which wasn't bad either.
That was good. Yes.
Yeah. They have some. I wonder if they have some really cool accents they're saving. Like someone will come out with a New Zealand accent, and then someone will come out with like a Kenyan accent. And
I think just let Tim do it in his voice, and that'd be good.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right. So another question. Right now we know that there are supposedly 4 new iPhones coming this year, but I saw a report somewhere, I guess from Digitimes or whatever, that there might be a 5th iPhone coming that will not have 5G. It'll have 4G, and it'll be less than the 649 that we think the current one will start out. Do you think there is any truth to Apple maybe introducing a lower cost iPhone that doesn't have 5G?
Isn't there 2 rumors on that already? Like there was a rumor that outside the 5 major 5G markets, all the phones would still be LTE and they'd be cheap. Well, I don't know if they'd be cheaper, but they would, like if you're in a market that doesn't have any 5G, they're not going to try to sell you a 5G phone. You'll just get the LTE variant, very similar to what Samsung did. And then there was like that other weird iPhone with the Touch ID on the power button rumor for next year.
So many rumors. So many of them.
So many rumors.
So many rumors. I don't know.
It's like an elephant, right? Like you're blind and there's an elephant and you're like, oh, it's a snake. No, it's a tree. No, it's a cow's tail. What are you people talking about? No, it's a rhino horn.
I don't know, man.
At least for the U.S. market, I don't see them doing another iPhone that's like, because I feel like the play is, maybe iPhone 11 sticks around the lineup, hits that price point. You already have iPhone SE at $399. So with all those phones coming out from the pricing that's leaked, It seems like they got a pretty solid lineup already without having to make another iPhone.
So many iPhones, so many.
Yeah, I mean they're getting dangerously close to Samsung territory, so they might want to ease up a little bit.
Which I think is good, by the way. Like, I like having more iPhones. Because the market's it's such a big market, and there's people who have just like so many different needs. So like, if we can have like all these different laptops and all these different iPads, why wouldn't you have all these different iPhones as well? At least that's how I look at it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think 4 is enough, but I mean, I guess we'll have to find out come September if there'll be a 5th iPhone. Hey, Mike, don't you have the Galaxy Buds Plus?
I do. My wife has them.
What are your thoughts on those?
Too expensive?
Wow. Okay.
I mean, just my opinion. Too expensive. I mean,
well, like quality sound, things like that.
I like the sound of them. I enjoy the fact that I can customize it in Samsung's, Samsung's wearable app. But I just wish that for the price, they actually had some actual noise cancellation versus just passive noise cancellation. If they could have charged $20 more at the price of the AirPods 2nd generation, with all the features that they have and active noise cancellation, perfect, worth the money. But the fact that you got to push it in your ear just to make it get better noise cancellation, I don't like that. I'm already not really a fan of earbuds like that, so I don't want to have to keep jamming them harder in my ear just to get the noise cancellation I can get on other headphones for half the price.
Yeah, I asked because I'm finally getting my Samsung reward tomorrow. Finally.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good time.
I know, right? I got another Galaxy S20 Ultra coming, and the Galaxy Buds Plus supposed to be coming tomorrow. So,
how's your Ultra been treating you?
You know what? Like I said, I think I'm on my Ultra more than any other phone that I have, just because it does more. I got picture in picture, and y'all know how much I love picture in picture. Obviously, I'm not happy with the whole camera's ability to not autofocus that well. I wish it would autofocus better, but I know how to be patient enough to get the pictures I want, so it's not that big of a deal to me. But I can see why people are pissed about it. $1,400 in the main selling
you with your bay, like at Starbucks, trying to get it to focus.
I am. That's my life. That is my life, Renee. That is my life. I'll be waiting, Renee. Yo, that is literally my life, Renee. I am waiting for the perfect. Sometimes I have to retake the picture, Renee, because the first picture's not up to snuff.
Are you listening to yourself, Viper?
Yeah.
Dealing with that camera, having to retake and do
It's crazy.
And I can tell you, I don't have that problem anymore. Because I got rid of my Ultra.
Wait, they're giving you another Ultra?
He'll use both. He'll put the coffee on the table and have both cameras. Just one of you focus.
Yeah. So, Greg, this one I brought out my own money, and then the one I won is actually coming tomorrow. So y'all have 2 of these.
I think you tweet them or email them back and go, "Give me the S20 Plus."
Yo. No, what I'm doing, I'm probably trading a Stellar towards the Fold 2, because I really want to get that Fold 2. I think that can be a nice phone.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
I look like it's going to be a nice phone. But speaking of Galaxy S20 Plus.
Oh, that's what you got. Okay.
There you go.
I had the Ultra and I sold it and got this instead.
I might say the hell with this.
Yeah, I can.
You got a phone that focuses.
Focus issue ever.
You got the phone with the good camera. You got to spend less money, though.
Yeah, everything. I swear, like the first time I used the camera, it was like night and day. I was like,
wow, that's a damn shame for how much money we pay for that Ultra, and then you got to get a lesser phone just to get better pictures. Like, what the hell, man?
I'm going to take issue with the chat room. Like, we have this stuff going by. Like, who cares what the OS is called? Who cares if your phone can focus or not? What standards have you people set for yourselves where it's acceptable not to demand excellence from things that cost thousands of dollars or companies that make trillions of dollars? No, we got to raise the standards. We should care about this stuff.
I think he's joking now. I'm pretty sure he's joking. I hope he's joking.
I hope so too.
You better be joking. I think he's joking. He's joking.
Whiny tech reviewers want their damn photos in focus.
Damn right I do. Like, it's funny because I was talking to TechnicT about things.
That is a joke. There are legitimate comments of people saying that in people's videos. Like, uses manual focus. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, you joking. I got it. I figured you were joking.
I tried to manually focus. I got a screwdriver out and removed the casing, but it took too long and the photo went away.
It's just unfortunate though for people who buy the S20 Ultra, especially people who have kids. I remember talking to Technically T about this. And when you have a kid and you want to catch that special moment and the damn thing doesn't autofocus when it's supposed to, you miss that moment with the S20 Ultra, and that's just bad. That's just not a good look, especially when the selling point of that entire phone is the camera system and the autofocus just hinders it. It's just terrible.
We got a dog like the month after I got my S20 Ultra, and I'd literally be like, she's sleeping, and I'm just like, this is the most perfect moment for a picture. I grab the Ultra, and I'm like, and then like I'm about to hit the button, and my dog just like, what? And I'm like, and I got to start all the way over again. I hate it.
And as you so eloquently stated earlier, Mike, you don't have that problem with iPhone. You pull out the iPhone, point, click, boom, it's done.
Yeah. I've heard a smart person named Renee Ritchie make that point for years now about the iPhone's camera, just how valuable that is to consumers who have like family or just taking photos of, like their pets and stuff. The reliability, even besides the picture quality, is a huge feature.
Yep.
We had even Vlad said, like, I think a couple of years ago, Vlad's like, there's nothing faster from pocket to photo. And when we were not this year, but last year at CES, the Pixel's a great phone, but like the Android Central guys were running around taking photos, and it wouldn't save the photo to the camera. And they're getting, and they're like throwing it away and picking up Samsungs and picking up Huawei's because frames were dropping out of the video recording because it just wasn't saving to the storage. And like, it doesn't matter how good your camera is if you don't get the shot you need.
Exactly.
Yep. I think for a lot of years, the iPhone was like the top camera phone on Flickr or whatever. So yeah, man, the iPhone pictures and video legit.
I think Samsung kind of started to get better with the S7. I think the S7 and the Note 5, those were the first time that in my usage, a Samsung camera was better than the iPhone, because I had a Note 5 alongside an iPhone 6S, and I thought the Note was better than the iPhone, but I'm not a photo person like that, so I don't. When people start talking about dynamic range, I'm just like, oh, okay.
It was a big Fisher mobile video, though, because like Fisher did a video about why he was using the iPhone for B-roll sometimes, and he's walking through, and the light is coming on, and then the shadow, and a big video camera, the best video camera, the sensor is so big that you can't do a lot of computations with it because it's too much data. But the iPhone, they can take so many shots and fuse so many images that you can walk through light and shadow, and it'll just resolve everything as you go.
Yeah, the iPhone photo quality is pretty top notch, especially now that they added the computational aspect on it. Like I remember watching one of your videos today, when, like you said, when you're using like portrait mode on iPhone, you see what you're snapping in real time. It's no period of waiting like with the Pixel phone. You take a portrait shot with a Pixel, you got to wait like 2 or 3 seconds for the thing to process. Not the problem with iPhone.
Broken. I got the Pixel every year. I buy the new Pixel, and I got the Pixel 2. And like people forget, they always say like Google invented computational photography.
Oh Lord!
Apple had portrait mode first, so I got the Pixel. I forget the Pixel 2 or the Pixel 3, and I held it up, and I took a picture of a friend, and then I took it with the Pixel. I'm like, oh, it's not on. Hold on a second. And I went and I couldn't find like where's portrait mode, and then I look it up online. It's like, oh, there's a menu, but there's like that little etc. more button in the corner. You tap that, and then you tap portrait mode on, and then I'm like, it's still not on. I take a photo. I'm like, it's still not on. Am I doing this wrong? I turn it off. I reboot the phone, and then I press it again, and I start cursing because I think I'm so stupid. And then like a minute, like 2 or 3 seconds later, it finally like applies the portrait mode filter to it, and I'm like, what?
Like, I thought it was broke.
I messaged like Andrew Martinick or Daniel Bader, somebody. I go, what is going on? They go, oh yeah, it happens in post. And I'm like, oh, does any? And like TechCrunch has it in one line. Android Central is in one line. No one else, like no one else mentions that portrait mode is basically a photo filter they're applying afterwards. And I needed to know this as a consumer up front because I thought I was legit dumb for a good 2-3 minutes.
Oh, God.
Well, at least you didn't do what I did. I bought a Pixel 3a and I took it back because I thought it was broke. I bought the Pixel 3a. It was my first Pixel ever. I took a photo and then it did that exact thing. And I'm like, okay, all right. I took another photo and it did it again. I went right back to the T-Mobile store and I was like, I think the phone is broken. And the dude is sitting there. And this is just, no, not the T-Mobile. But the dude is like, wow, it is taking a long time. Okay, well, do you want your money back or you want another one? Like nobody can tell me that that's how it was supposed to be.
Tech gear there, portrait mode applied at checkout.
And it's hard because like I'm used to taking photos with cameras, and like if I'm taking a photo of Viper and his ear is like not the way I want it, I can move it before I take the photo. But when I'm doing with the pixel, it's like oh damn, another photo. Oh damn, another. It's not like I can't see what the picture I'm taking is. And like no, their technology is fantastic. Their segmentation masking is better than Apple's. I think Apple does the actual blur effect modeling better, but I think like Google's ahead in many things. But I up until like even now they'll show you HDR plus, but they won't show you portrait mode, and I don't know. My brain does not know how to process that.
Trend their portrait mode on layaway. Oh my god, y'all crazy.
Oh,
y'all wild out there.
Or the Sears layaway. That's the one that we need to know.
Wait, what'd you say, Mike?
I said, is it the Kmart or the Sears layaway?
Oh my god, y'all are wilding tonight. Oh my goodness.
Right, guys, I actually have to call it early tonight, unfortunately.
I know why.
Get his takeout.
What?
Are you going to help Travis get his takeout?
Yeah, he needs some help. I got to drive all the way over to Seattle area.
Greg got to rest up for that fight tomorrow night.
Oh no! I'm under no illusions. Do I need to rest up? I'm gonna stay up all night and be as I want
popcorn.
Yeah,
completely bloated on popcorn.
I'm kind of upset because I thought the popcorn I won already would be here by now, and I kind of wanted to just come on stream with it with like all my popcorn already and like taunt people. So I'm hoping last minute chance tomorrow, maybe. Who knows? But
drag the popcorn like Undertaker dragging the belt.
Exactly. I need to lose a match, so one match I can come in and pop out of a coffin and be like, I'm back.
Oh man.
But yeah, before I go, just want to say tomorrow be on the Saturday Night Tech Battle Royale. I'm calling out every single big tech YouTuber out there, even Renee Ritchie if he wants to come in as the mass fighter. I endorse that idea. Andrew Edwards, tech what's the guy's name? Oh my god, I'm losing Tech Odyssey. Who else should I call out? Kevin the Tech Ninja, if you want to come in. Anyone else I should call out?
Prosser.
Oh, John Prosser. Hey, John Prosser, if you're watching this, I don't care how many Apple stories you've broken. I want to break you tomorrow after the tech fight. So I'm issuing a direct challenge to you, John Prosser. That's it.
This is about the future, John. This is about Saturday night.
Yeah, this is about Saturday night, John. You think you're scared of Tim Cook. Wait till you see Greg McFadden.
He's posting the score for tomorrow night's thing right on Twitter in a few minutes.
Travis, if you're watching this, don't even bother showing up. You don't stand a let's see. Who else got to call out?
Travis is going to do what he did last time. He's going to come in. Yeah. What was that Travis did on Instagram? Mr. So Savage or Too Savage?
Yeah,
Savage. He's going to come in like that. That's
instant disqualification because that was too much for a YouTube stream, I think.
Oh god!
Anyone else like to mention Viper? Anyone else I need to call out?
I think you got everybody, man. I think you got everybody.
Yeah.
I
think you got everybody. I think we're good.
I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Yeah. See you tomorrow on the tech fight, and I'm gonna win again. I'm just gonna say that I'm gonna win again. So
9:00 Eastern. He started off.
9:00 Eastern, and I'm starting off. I want to be first in, last out, just like last time. So
you and Tech Odyssey will be starting off tomorrow. So
all right.
You and Tech Odyssey are
he really wants to lose a third time? I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be really damaging to your reputation if you lose to me a third time. So maybe come in a little bit later, and that'll be good. That'll be good.
Wow. Trent Marshall wants to come in, so I don't know. He might have to start it off.
Luke Miani, I want to see you there too. I'll take down Luke. He's talking smack on Twitter. So Luke Miani, come to Saturday Night Tech Fight. So
if you even dream of beating me, you better wake up and apologize.
Yeah,
I've had 3 tech fights. I'm still pretty as Travis.
Oh, that's right. Trenton Marshall. Actually, he was the one who decided to go double or nothing. So I should be thanking him. So Trenton, if you show up tomorrow, maybe I'll throw it around for you. Just you, though. Just you. Oh. I'll take it easy on you.
Oh, too much.
I love it. This is what makes it fun. I love it.
This is what makes it fun. But I'm telling you again, everyone, Mike sent out the tweet saying who's going to challenge me. Not that many responses, so I'm not expecting that many people to show up.
Yourself, Greg. Can we put you in 2 windows and have you actually fight yourself?
I'll do a pre-recorded thing, and I'll see if I can beat myself pre-recorded. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. So, Phil Schiller, I'll see you tomorrow. Looking forward to debating you on is Android better than iOS? Okay. All right. I gotta go. So I'll see you tomorrow for those who are watching, and then everyone else have a good night.
All right, have a good one, man.
Oh, Mike, you gotta touch your treat there, and Greg.
Man, Greg is like Greg reminds me of LB. He just wins. with the energy that he gives, he just wins. That's the only difference. He doesn't lose and he doesn't overtalk. He comes in, he wins, and then he eats popcorn and he goes home. That's it.
He kicks butt and eats popcorn, and he's all out of popcorn.
He kicks ass and takes names. There it is.
There you go, man. There you go. Oh man. So Mike, I know you're down to, or you got the S20 Ultra, and obviously you're rocking with the iPhone 11 Pro full time. Oh my God, Travis, what are you doing? Travis, what are you doing?
Where's Travis? Is he in the chat?
No, he's in my Twitter DM.
Oh,
he's only got the time. Oh, Travis, bro, Travis, you're a little late, Travis, but I'm gonna let you in anyway, bro. You're a little late. For the record,
Travis always shows up after the fact.
right. Yeah, he late. Like, for the record, Travis waits till Greg leaves to show up. I don't know about that. That don't look too good, Travis. That don't look too good, Travis. That does not look good at all, bro. I'm just saying.
Look.
Right. So before I was interrupted by Travis, Mike, I was saying that you got the iPhone 11 Pro, you got the what other Apple devices do you have? You got a MacBook, right? You got the 2015 MacBook. Well, do you have any other Apple devices?
I have a Apple Watch Series 5, the Nike Plus, and I had an iPad Pro, 64 gig 2018, but I just sold it because I'm going to get the 2020 or the 2020 11-inch.
I'm
just going to go ahead.
I am so glad you're back.
I was about to walk away. I was going to listen and do other things. Where's Travis? Where are you?
Bring me the head of Travis.
Yes. Travis has the link. He'll be here any moment. Yeah. That's right. I'm glad you came
Show
back.
your face. I'll delay my video for tomorrow. You show your face right now. Right now.
Oh God, isn't great? Yo,
you thought you'd wait for me to leave and then pop in? You think it works like that?
It's like clockwork. It's like clockwork.
I'm saying, how Travis gonna show when you leave though? What's going on with that? That ain't cool. Oh
you
man.
Thought you could sneak past me.
You should have waited though, Greg. You should have waited till he was on and then done your jump back.
Right.
Nah, I wanted to be here from the start, Renee. I don't want to surprise him. He needs all the advantage he can get. So.
He's gonna look into you. I want him to look into my eyes and see death.
I want him to see it coming. No, nothing behind the back. He's got to see it coming.
Oh God. Hey Matt, thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate it.
Don't keep me waiting, Travis. Don't keep me waiting. I'm here.
No, he's gonna keep you waiting.
He's like, I go take a sweet time now.
He's gonna take his sweet time.
Gonna go for wings and come back when Greg.
Right. And hope they got his order right.
Is he coming in from the car? Do we know yet?
I don't know.
He could be at Buffalo Wild Wings this very.
No, I think he said his computer boot up or something. I think he's at home.
I need an Uber. I'm in New Jersey.
He's on Windows. That's gonna take forever.
Do you still have to manually flip the different GPUs on one at a time with?
Oh God.
With dip switches.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Travis probably still has like a spinning hard drive in his computer, so it's gonna take a while.
Are you saying he's like has to turn it before it'll start on the hard drive?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's going like 5 RPMs on this, so we might have to wait a while.
Hey, Renee, are you Xbox Series X or are you PlayStation 5?
So I didn't buy anything of this generation, but I bought both last time. So I have to wait. The thing is, like, I ran out of time to play video games.
Yeah.
I would no longer be sleeping if I was playing video games, and then I realized I can't do that for long.
So are you going to buy both of these?
Miles Morales is calling to me, man.
Oh, I'm all over that. Day one. Give it to me. Yeah.
I could play that for a year.
Spider-Man 4 on the PS4 was Spider-Man on the PS4 was just amazing.
And I played that Hulk open world game on the original Xbox for so long. It was just so cathartic to smash everything.
That's tape drop.
Punch cards, my man. He's
man.
like Woz tapping out the code for StreamYard in the paper.
Mike, you game at all?
Yes, I do. I game more than I should, but that's probably because we don't have any kids yet. So,
what's your system of choice?
Xbox all day. Xbox all day. I used to play PlayStation a long time ago. I got an Xbox 360 and have not looked back. Xbox all day.
I feel you, baby. I feel you. I'm an Xbox dude myself, but that PlayStation 5 calling my name. I gotta have it.
I think the PlayStation 5 is ugly, but that's just me.
What? Whoa! What? Oh, Mike! Come on, Mike! That's a beautiful thing, baby. That's a beautiful system. Come on, Mike.
It looks like Cell's head.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
No,
that means you buy it. Yeah.
It looks like the Stormtrooper from the next Star Wars.
Yeah.
It looks like Cell's head or a combination of like Frieza's third and second transformation.
Yes. Yeah. That's why it's great.
Oh God! Wow.
It looks insane. It shouldn't exist, but I love it. It looks like the Tower of Barad-dûr from Lord of the Rings.
Greg, they're saying that Travis will be here as soon as the dial-up interconnection stops being busy.
I know. That's not a stretch too. His internet's not that good, so it might take a while.
I see somebody agrees with me in the chat. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Somebody. Okay, Seto Kaiba. Yeah, that's another one that I saw.
That's a good thing. Taking
inspiration with Kaiba's face and 3 blue eyes, white dragons, and I was like, nah, I'm good.
No. I think that's great. I think that's the design look. It looks a lot more interesting than the Series X to me.
The Series X doesn't have to look interesting. It does. It just gets it done. It's like the iPhone. It doesn't have to be the prettiest thing. It just gets it done.
Well, the iPhone is the prettiest thing, so you're wrong again.
The tech fight is tomorrow night, Greg.
Yes.
Mike, you are not judging tomorrow, right? You're same.
No, I am not judging.
I can say anything I want. All right, so yeah.
We got a super chat saying, okay, I'm just contributing to how wrong Techie Mike is. I'm not a console guy, but I give a tip to the hat to Tony on the PS5 design. No doubt.
You are $10 wrong, sir, is what he's saying.
$10. That's a lot of money.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I could say some more wrong things for Viper's sake.
Yes.
I mean, where do I start?
Like, I need 3 more s'mores lattes worth of wrong. Come on.
Yeah.
I'll only respect someone else's opinion more if they spend more money and say it's the opposite. If they say the PS5 is ugly and they spend like $15, then maybe they're right.
They're right. Y'all crazy. Yo, man, the PS5.
If someone wants to settle this argument, if someone wants to drop like $100 super chat and the super chat is PS5 is ugly, then you win.
You're
a fool, man.
Where's Andrew Edwards when you need him?
Yo, Trent, I'm wondering the same thing. Where is Travis? Where you at, Travis? Come on, man.
He's not coming. Travis isn't going to come. He's not going to come.
I told you he'd be scared. I told you. He waited for me to leave, and where is he now that I'm back? All of a sudden, we're not hearing anything. Is he DM'd you again?
Back as long as Greg is here. I'm telling you guys, he's not coming back.
I sent him the link. I haven't heard nothing. No, back. Who knows? Maybe the computer's still booting up. Who knows? Oh man. So Renee, PS5, are you day one buying it or are you waiting?
No, I really want to play that Spider-Man game, but it's going to just depend on like when I have time to do it. And if a friend of mine buys it, I might just go play it at their place. We'll see. If I bought PSVR last time just to play the Batman game. Like when you put on the gloves and you look up in the mirror and you're Batman, and like, yes, give me that. Like, so if those games are there, I'm just gonna buy it.
Wait! You played the virtual reality Batman?
Yeah, man. That's like you get to actually be Batman. It's so cool.
Wow. I always wondered about that.
I never want that to end. I'm like, why is it so short? What's the matter with you people? I'm Batman. Did you see me throw a batarang? Makes me Batman.
That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool, man.
I loved playing Resident Evil 7 in VR. That was fun.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Oh yeah. and it was like the most full-fledged VR game on PlayStation, and it was like the whole game was in VR. It was fun, but pretty scary.
I lost friends to Half-Life for like 2 weeks. Like, where are they? They're like still in VR. They haven't come out.
That game looks so good from like everything that people were posting. I legitimately was like, I really just need to buy like a really expensive PC and this VR setup, because this is like next level stuff. Like, even if that's the only game that comes out of it, I would love to just experience that. That looks so good.
Until the Apple VR headset comes out.
That story from Gurman was so interesting.
Yeah, it feels like he was like, okay, I'm going to throw some receipts down. I felt like Mark was like motivated all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I don't know what's really happening about it. I don't know. It feels like Gurman and Prost got some type of friendly like animosity going on with them. I don't know.
As long as we get more info, it's great. You know, I'll read all their stuff. Yeah. I don't mind.
Did you read the article, Viper?
I didn't get a chance to. No.
Oh, you should though. Like, it's like some really like interesting inside stuff. I mean, basically, it's just about like their VR AR development.
And it's such drama. They're like, Rockwell is like, we're going to make this awesome VR headset, and it's going to have like this little elegant box that's going to drive graphics no one's ever seen before. And Johnny's like, no, there shall be no box. The box is uncivilized. We're not going to make people buy a box. You've got to put everything inside the visor. And they're like, but it's not going to be as powerful. It goes, yes, but it will be everything inside. So basically, they had like an Oculus Rift with a Wi-Fi unit on it. And Johnny's like, no, you will be shipping an Oculus Quest. And they fought for a while, and people took sides. And then Tim's like, no, it shall be as Johnny said, and you will ship an Oculus Quest.
I was just about to ask. I wonder if they will still be having this internal strife with Steve Jobs still there. I'm thinking Steve Jobs would have shut this shit down.
Well, he would have just said what he wanted to begin with, and they would have all made it.
There you go.
Or Steve probably would have divided them into like 2 teams and said, go at it, and whoever made like the better product. I mean, that's what he did with the iPhone and stuff. So.
Yeah.
That too.
That's the way to do it. Pit them against each other so you have that competition make the better product.
But like for me, so one of the interesting things I'm worried about is how much are we going to see at WWDC? Because if Apple is really going to ship like an ROS headset, with games, which is not something they're known for, and acknowledgement, HTC leaned on Valve heavily for the games. Facebook kind of had, they bought Oculus, which had a ton of gaming connection. But like, what does Apple have in terms of games? So are they going to try to make like an ROS subsystem for the iPhone and iPad and try to get a lot of games on that first? So when they launch their headset, those games will be there. Because if you launch a whole headset that's focused on gaming entertainment, you got to have some content for that.
Yeah, that's. I'm so excited for Monday because I haven't felt this way in a long time with like an Apple event. But I feel like there's so many things that they could discuss on Monday that, again, I don't even like thinking about it because it's so close. It's like I don't want to get like disappointed.
Speaking of content and having content and things like that, Renee, we are about 5 months away from the year anniversary of Apple TV Plus.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, given everything that's happened with the pandemic and that having be the result of shows having to be backed up and things like that, do you think Apple will be able to retain the install base that they got from offering the TV Plus free for a year because of the buying of Apple products and things like that? Do you think with the lack of content that is coming on Apple TV Plus, do you think Apple will be able to maintain that install base, or are they going to lose to a lot of people, in your opinion?
I think they're going to have to do it in a second year just to make up for COVID because it delayed everything. And they put out a lot of stuff. Like when you look at some other streaming services, Apple was still putting out weekly for a while. They did still, like, I just finished watching Mythic Quest. It's fun and all that, but if there's nothing coming out for months and months, at the same time people are being asked to pay for it, I don't think that's a formula for success.
Yep. I can say that I definitely enjoyed Defending Jacob. That was a damn good show.
I haven't seen it yet.
Apparently, it's the most watched show on Apple TV Plus now. I don't think it's better than the morning show, but it's pretty damn good.
I got to see it. That sounds like my type of show, but I haven't had time to.
I love that.
Not soon either. So.
I love that before Apple TV and Disney Plus came out, everyone's ragging on Apple, saying, oh, they're going to censor everything. Tim Cook and Eddie Q are in there cutting all the stuff out of the shows. It's going to be TV for kids. And then Jennifer Aniston comes out, drops the F-bomb. Yeah. Jason Momoa cuts off someone's head. And Disney's like, oh, sorry, we can't have Hannah Montana. That's too racy. Put it on Hulu.
Dude, in the first 5 minutes of the morning show, that was all out the window, Renee.
That was more than Samuel Jackson gets in a month.
Right, man. Like Apple put that stuff to bed real quick.
Yeah. And then no one's like, "Oh, sorry, I got," and now we're upset at Disney. It's like, no, they pretend they never said anything.
Yeah, I think honestly, of all the new streaming services that launched like this year and last year, I feel like Apple TV Plus is one of the most compelling ones. HBO Max, oh my gosh, the originals on it like aren't that good.
We don't even get it.
Other stuff like the originals just aren't there. They have a nice back catalog of like older content that is good. To be fair, even Disney Plus, I like The Mandalorian a lot, but a lot of their other originals haven't grabbed me. So I gotta hand it to Apple. I think a lot of their original content's really good, but they really suffer by not having like a nostalgia-driven back catalog to kind of keep people watching stuff.
Stuff is very franchisey. Like if you love Marvel and you love Star Wars and you love Muppets and you love Magic Kingdom, you're all about Disney. But if you're like a Star Trek person who prefers DC, there's very little other kind of stuff for you. Where Apple's just all over the place. Like they have Jennifer Aniston and M. Night Shyamalan. They so many different kinds of shows.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead and jump out because it's 9 o'clock and I have movie night and I'm getting that dirty look from the wife. So,
like Travis, if you see him out there somewhere, can you like Marco Polo him onto the show?
I gotta load tomorrow for my day job, so I will definitely try to make it out to Seattle and talk to him because I'm pretty sure he'll still be loading up by then.
We're gonna, I think you, I think you say, we gotta wait for Travis, and movie night has to wait. So.
That's how
Viper, you've heard me talk about my wife before, right?
I'm about to say I don't think that worked with his wife, bro.
Just you bring her on here. I'll talk to her and ease things over for you. And we'll get this all straightened out, Mike. You can trust me.
Greg,
you see me in the debate,
I can trust you, Greg. I love you. I can trust you, but I trust my wife's fourth degree more than I trust you. I'm sorry. I am not trying to come on the tech fight tomorrow with glasses on. I'm not going to do that. You guys will see me in true Don King form. Like, Mike, take the glasses off. No, I'm okay.
We'll know how tonight went down based on your appearance tomorrow.
On that note, I will see you guys tomorrow.
Have a good night, Mike.
All right, you guys have a good one.
I think the DM of Travis telling them people waiting for him, but I haven't heard from him back. He might have got lost in the Matrix or something.
I'm gonna have to head out. I thought I was gonna come on here for like 10 minutes, but I guess
as soon as you head out,
did you cancel him and then come back and then pretend to be all innocent? Get shocked.
All right. I'm just gonna cancel Travis is over. Viper, don't let him on the live stream. He's canceled. Okay, so that's my decree. That's my decree.
Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious.
All right, I am gonna have to drop off. I'm not coming back even if Travis comes back. So I'll probably listen to him and see whatever he has to say.
All right, man. You have a good night, man.
Have a good night. Have a good night, Renee.
Bye. See you soon.
Yep. See you.
Renee. We are close to Nerd Day here. We're close to Apple Christmas.
Christmas in June.
In June, man.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, especially with everything that's going on now, man. When we get to days like this.
What I missed?
He did that on purpose, man.
What I missed?
What he missed? You know damn well what you missed.
What I missed?
What up, Travis? Travis, the fool.
What happened?
He intentionally waited till Greg was gone and he came on.
Come on, what are you talking
about?
Greg who?
Greg who?
How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good. What was it? Last night, I think, I was watching a little YouTube, as one does. And I watch like 80-90% of YouTube on my Apple TV.
Uh-huh.
Which, by the way, still upsets me because you ain't get no 4K HDR on the Apple TV.
I really get 360p with the Corona restrictions.
It's silliness. But okay, look, here's the thing. I was watching it and I saw Rene Ritchie video, which of course I'm going to watch that because he did the one on the keyboard. I'm like, let's see what Rene Ritchie got to say about the keyboard.
Right.
I'm like, let's go. So I started watching. I'm like, damn, he's making some good points. Some good points. And I saw my face come out. I'm like, all right, he's really making some good points.
I had to.
It's good points.
I had to.
But you know what got me about it? And I even left a comment. And I don't normally do that because I have to hit pause on my thing, bring out my phone. It's just too much. But look, here, he said something that really got me about the Magic Keyboard where it clicked for me. I'm like, you know what? He's right. and that is that it's a dock. And I'm like, damn, yes, that's exactly what it is. And I just had never put that together in my own mind. And I'm like, that actually makes me appreciate it more, even though I can't use it for that purpose. I can actually co-sign on that. I'm like, yeah, actually it kind of is. Yeah. All right. Craig, look in the chat already. I don't even know what he's talking about. What is he upset about?
I don't know. There's some people who might think, Travis, that you're ducking Greg, man. You be ducking Greg, man.
No, we got a contract. We can't be on the same live stream together unless we're on Gadget. It's a contract. Something with the internet or something. I don't know how it works.
It causes you can't mix the streams. It's an old Ghostbusters thing.
That's exactly what it is. You can't cross the streams, baby.
Oh man. So Travis, we got a pretty cool battle royal happening tomorrow night, man.
Oh, I'm gonna watch all of it. I love watching it. I love trolling. I'm a professional troll in the chat, man. I like seeing how much I can make the judges laugh. I usually get at least one or two in. And then I love trolling AE, man. That is the best.
You know, Travis. People want to see you in attack by working Greg, man. They want to see that.
Not happening. Why would I do that? What's the point of that? There's literally no point. There's this many points. Because let me number one, every single Gadget cast is me versus Greg. I mean, what are we talking about here? What's the point? There's no point. We already do it on Gadget cast. Number two, Greg's been canceled so many times it wouldn't even be fun. Like, what's the point? Again.
I could see Travis coming on and then asking a question, him just rewinding and then playing tape from the Gadget cast.
Basically, that's what I do. I'm like, listen, play one, play clip two. If I decide, well, so Mike and I would have a DM or something. He said something about like some rule changes and stuff next season. So I'm going to hear what he has to say. We're going to see. So my big problem is with like, I like watching as an entertainment thing. I promote it on my own live streams. I'll tell everyone to go watch it. I have no problem watching it as like going and watching it. Competing in it is a different story. Like if you want to ask me to compete in it, I'm going to say no, because there's some things I have fundamentally against the way some things are done for me to be a competitor. For me to be a viewer, it is everything because I can get into it. I can hate on people. I can troll. I can like it. It's everything. Like it's great. But for me to compete, a lot of things got changed. I'm just saying. So he says,
well, Mike said he gonna run a new room by you, and you think you're gonna like him, though. I don't know.
Listen, I'm open. I'm open to hear things. I'm open to hear things.
You can kick in 4 points, and you can spike from the guard.
Yeah, that's so funny. Funny you mentioned that. My old gym, AMC, which is where a lot of when I have my MMA podcast, a lot of UFC fighters went through there. And that's how I actually met a bunch of people like Rich Franklin and all those guys who used to interview him. But right before, because AMC, which is one of the oldest mixed martial arts gyms in the world, is right next to Google, one of the Google offices. It's literally right next to it. But of course, AMC's been there since 90 or something like that. The Google office has, and I don't know what the heck, bought the entire land next to them, which includes AMC and a bunch of other little things in this kind of strip mallish type thing.
That's amazing.
And booted them out. And we're basically like, you got like a month to figure it out. Now, wow. This is a gym that's been there for like a decade and a half. And all of a sudden they're like, well, we got to find some place. I'm like, damn. So that happened right before Corona. So I wanted to go down there and kind of like give my goodbyes and stuff. Corona hit. You can't go nowhere. They were closed up. But so that kind of hurt me because I trained there for like 4 years, and so I'm kind of upset that I never got a chance to go in there.
And I should just go there and roll. Like, leave them alone. Go there and roll.
No, man, it's so ridiculous. Like that. Let me tell you, that Google's nice though. I drive by, you can see it's nice. Google got free gourmet lunches. Like you go in there, their cafeteria is like straight up gourmet stuff, and it's free. They don't charge.
So Quebec just passed England to have the highest mortality rate per capita in the world. We're number one, and they're opening everything. Gracie Baja, literally down the block from me, is opening up on next week.
You got to be kidding me!
No.
Oh, bruh. Like, and the thing is so I still know a lot of people in MMA. Most of them have their heads on straight, but there's some of them, bruh. You're like, I can't really talk to you. I like seeing you fight, but I can't really talk to you. I can't do it. I heard some stories. So there's something that's interesting. There's a lot of there's some stuff coming out about pro wrestling over the last 2 days.
Oh yeah, I saw that stuff. Yeah.
Have you
I didn't
noticed
see any of it.
ever since, like, so it started with COVID, right? Everyone talking, and then the whole Black Lives Matter thing happened, and that Black Lives Matter thing. So it's a perfect storm of craziness. COVID gets everyone kind of uncomfortable. Black Lives Matter happens. People are explosive, and now people are starting to call out things that have happened. Now there's a My Story thing in wrestling where people are calling out like these sexual kind of things that have happened, sexual predatory things. Jim Cornette got hardcore called out, and now there's some other wrestlers and stuff that are getting called out for stuff. And in the middle of that, it has nothing to do with that, is these stories about Joe Silva in the UFC.
Yeah, I saw those.
Matchmaker. I know Joe Silva. I've been on the phone with Joe Silva. And I can tell you that those stories are 1,000% true, because some of the stuff he told me was like, bruh, like, it's so crazy that he would randomly tell me like how he would punish people if they pissed him off. Like, I'm like, damn. Like, so these stories of like COVID, Black Lives Matter, people getting exposed, sexual predators, Joe Silva being an asshole, like all these things at once is like, oh, everyone's story is coming out. So if I'm anybody with any kind of skeletons in the closet, I'm like,
yeah, all the spotlights are on. People have turned on like bright light, floodlights have been turned on.
Literally.
Every industry, doesn't matter what you do. Goodness.
Except Andy Rubin, he's still fine.
Nobody safe.
Bro. But he's gone though, right? Is he gone?
Yeah, he's gone. Hey, he long gone. He even tried to come back. He gonna boom out again.
He didn't even last that long this time through. What was it that triggered that? Like when he showed the phone, right? Like is that basically? Yeah.
Yep.
He could have done that sneakily, right? Like maybe done a
he should, like I don't understand how he could be the CEO of that company and thought that was a good idea to present that phone. He could have had anybody else do that in the company and it would have been okay probably. But the fact that he put it
on Twitter.
What's that?
Then he blocked everybody on Twitter.
Right.
Weird.
Right. He blocked everybody. But he could have had anybody else within the company do that, and he probably would have been all right. But since he decided to do that himself, that's when he messed up.
Yep.
Messed up, man. So Travis, we got WWDC coming on Monday. Are you looking forward to anything personally?
So I guess we're doing a live stream during WWDC, and then we're gonna have a post WWDC with I think Renee. I think it's gonna be on there, right? And then Luke Miani, I think, we're doing that.
Oh, nice.
I don't really know what to expect because I didn't really pay attention to him previously. I just listened to Greg, and Greg gave me some ideas for some videos afterwards. So, obviously I'm interested in whatever iOS and iPad OS has to offer. But I mean, nothing's particularly exciting to me. I'm just kind of like, okay, let me see. It's going to be weird because all of these press conferences and conventions and stuff that are now done remotely, they just come off kind of janky. So Apple hasn't done it yet because they kind of canceled the iPad showing. Like, so they haven't really done one. It's just been press releases. Right. So I'll be interested to see if, and you have to give it to Apple, whether you like them or not, like their presentations tend to be pretty damn good. Mm-hmm. So how are they going to do it amidst this kind of all remote, no one else in the room type scenario? Is it going to look janky or is it going to look polished? I think Sony and the PlayStation thing, they do a really good job of making theirs look kind of polished, even though there was no group of people. So I'm curious.
The animations in between were a little too long. I would have cut down the playtime of the animations in between the segments.
Well, I think for video game systems by now, and I strongly feel this, if I ever had any kind of voice in the video game industry, this would be my stomping grounds. I would say no more video games should ever be promoted using CGI. Done. End of story. I don't want to see what I can't play. I don't care about cutscenes. I can't play them. I'll watch them when I get the game. Show me what the damn game looks like. And there was entire segments of different games where you're like, that's not what the game looks like. And then they're surprised. What was it? Assassin's Creed. They got a bunch of pushback from that. People were like, that wasn't even gameplay. And they're like, oh, we're sorry. We didn't know. Listen, dummy. You're good enough. You don't need cutscenes. Just show me the game. Like literally any game that's out right now looks good enough that you don't need cutscenes to promote it. It irritates the crap out of me.
It should look good enough, and if it doesn't look good enough, maybe you need to go back to the drawing board.
Exactly. Then you got to get dragged.
You got to get dragged. Serious out here, man. Travis says it's rough in these streets out here. It's rough.
I was impressed Tim Cook did that whole $100 million thing in one take. I don't know how many takes it took to get that thing done in one take, but I would have been smash cutting that edit up lots of times if I had to do it.
Yeah, I mean, everything I do is in 10-second segments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could tell you guys shooting these YouTube videos definitely does not get done in one take. It does not get done in one take.
Unless you're like Peter McKinnon when he's excited about a product, or Tim Cook, apparently.
Okay. So Renee, I saw the pictures on Twitter of you changing your setup. So have you? Did you finish changing everything around, or are you still working on some stuff?
I'm still working on some stuff. I had a C-stand that had an overhead camera on it, but like I didn't like that it was just one C-stand. So now I have the beam going across 2 C-stands. So it's like I'm less worried that it's going to crash and fall on my skull, which is I think a benefit. So that was a big thing I changed. Now I'm just wondering how I'm going to mount the light and the microphone and stuff. Because again, like I have a similar setup, but then McKinnon does his video. It's almost the same stuff, but like 800 times a better setup. And I'm thinking like, whoa, if I get a bunch of clamps and arms, what can I accomplish?
Now, how did you decide to go with the color screen that you got going on back there? You got like a red and blue thing going on. So how did you decide on that?
Oh, I stole that from the latest Star Wars posters. Like before that, I stole it from the Dark Knight poster as the teal and orange, and now the magenta and cyan is just from the Star Wars. I forget, like Last Jedi or whatever the most recent one was. I tried to expunge them all from my memory, but I remember their posters.
Nice. That's pretty good setup you got going on back there. Pretty nice.
It's good there.
Apple had the original Batman movie on sale, I think last week or the week before last, for $5 in iTunes.
I had it already, and it was nicely upgraded to 4K HDR, and so was Batman Returns. And like Danny DeVito Penguin is always hilarious to me.
Yep. Yeah, Batman Returns, damn good movie.
Yeah, so I watched both of them. As soon as I saw your tweet, I went and watched. I said, well, maybe mine is 4K. And then it was, so I watched both of them.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things that Apple does. Like if you own a movie already, they automatically upgrade it to 4K. Pretty nice.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Except for I'm still waiting on the Disney stuff because they're still holding it hostage, but eventually.
Eventually. Travis, are you a PlayStation or are you Xbox?
So every console generation I've owned both, but I've always kind of leaned a little bit to Xbox. This past generation, again, I've had both, but I don't even get a chance to game as much as I would like. So I ended up selling the PlayStation once the Xbox One X came out, because the reason that I had the PlayStation was that at the time it was more powerful, so the graphics were slightly better. So I'd always play any games that were on both on the PlayStation, but I liked the Xbox more. So since the Xbox One X came out, I didn't need the PlayStation anymore. So then I got rid of it. And then of course they came out with some pretty bomb-ass games. So I mean, I missed out on that. I don't know that I'm going to get anything this generation. However, if I do, I have a pretty significant backlog of stuff on the PlayStation or on the Xbox. So I guess I have some on PlayStation too, but I would probably go Xbox if I did either, but right now it's still too early. And I just saw the leaked prices potentially of the PlayStation. And if that's legit, which of course, who knows, that's a pretty darn good price. $400 for the discless version. That would be pretty compelling.
That would be, yeah.
Yeah. Because I wouldn't get a disc version. I don't think I would need, I'm not going to buy any more Blu-rays, and I don't.
Yep, all digital, baby. Yeah. Definitely all digital for me. No doubt, man. No doubt.
What's this Joe Rogan talking about not wearing a mask? That's another guy. That's what I'm talking about. Like he thinks wearing a mask is for bitches. And this is what I did
like Bill Burr, because Bill Burr was like, so I have a problem with Joe Rogan only so far as that his fact checking does not equal the size of his audience. And I always feel like the bigger your audience, and he had people going on about the moon landing being fake for for months, and you just can't do that to people. Like you have a huge audience. But then Bill Burr's on. He's like, Joe, you are not a doctor, and I am not a doctor. I'm not going to sit here and listen to not a doctors telling me I'm going to listen to the experts. I'm going to listen to science. And I'm like, yes, you should be the host. Please go over and sit over there.
So the funny thing about Joe Rogan is, so he follows me on Twitter because he was an MMA, and it was a whole thing. But he's such an interesting guy to watch, and he has some compelling thoughts about something. He's really intelligent, but he's very there are some things that he's
conspiratorial almost.
Very much so. Yeah. But the thing is, the things that he's right about, that I know that he's right about, are things that I find out that he's right about. I'm like, wow, that actually is really compelling. And that's the most dangerous type of crazy person. Because if they're right half the time, then there's just enough people to go, oh, look, but they're right about that, so they must be right about this. And that you can't bridge that gap. So I'm not saying he's crazy, because he's a really interesting dude. Yeah. But I take it all as entertainment and then research after, because I don't know with him. You know, like if you know that he's wrong all the time, you just kind of go, whatever. You know, he says crazy stuff. But Joe is right a lot, and he's actually very intelligent. So you actually do have to afterwards go do your own research, because just because something sounds right doesn't mean it is right. A lot of times when we see a comment made with authority as truth, and then you only have to dig in a couple of seconds to figure out that it's not true. So we're in a very dangerous time now where social media is so easy to be authoritative and mislead people who won't do 2 seconds of research. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think with great audience comes great factual responsibility.
Yeah.
So what do you think? He said masks are for bitches? Is that what he said? Wow.
He said masks are for bitches. I don't know if that's supposed to be so now people are he's trending.
I don't like wearing them either, but I mean, hell, if they're gonna keep me safe, then I gotta do what I gotta do.
Schwarzenegger thinks they're good, and he punched a camel. So I'm totally with the governor.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is a treasure, man.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, he could do anything, and he's fighting for like voter rights, and you can tell when somebody means something when they have no reason left to fight, and they're still doing it because they think it's right.
Yeah, it's weird. We live in a really weird time. So you almost think. Sometimes I think, do we really live in a weird time, or do we now finally live in a very transparent time? Has it always been weird, but all the weirdos have been hidden all this time? Obviously, if that's the case. So I also learned something about something that I thought to be true for a long time when I was younger, and realized it only 2 days ago. So I remember growing up. I'm half black, half white. So I remember growing up and thinking, when I would look at adults, man, they're still amazing as far as we are from a lot of racist things. There's still racists out there. I can't wait till my generation grows up.
Yeah,
get rid of this racism. And it didn't go away. Matter of fact, in some instances, worse. And I was so perplexed by that. And I even said something. I was in a live stream for my church because they were asking people of color to come on and kind of give their thoughts about what's going on. And I told them that story. And it wasn't until just a couple of days ago when I started to think about it that I realized why. And I go, well, yeah, the people who were racist as adults when I was a kid are the parents of the people that are racist now. So of course that's going to continue. So until that is broken somewhere, the generations will keep going. So I don't even have faith that the generations growing up now won't have the same problem. They will, until there is a generational, like, I'm done, this is it, to stop, so that the parental, because if you look at kids when they're younger, they don't give a crap about. A week and a half ago, I was riding down a random street near my house. 3 kids, one black kid and 2 white kids, shirts off. There must have been like 10 years old, running around, having a good old time in the heat. Didn't give a crap about each other's skin color. Don't care a lick. Don't even probably notice. And that's because they probably weren't told that there's any kind of difference between, the pigment of your skin. So as soon as that stuff starts to not be a thing, maybe we'll move towards something that makes more sense. I don't know.
No doubt. That's why when I was talking about this on my live stream a few weeks ago, I said it all starts with how we raise our kids. We need to raise our kids to recognize that it's okay to love everybody. There's no difference between people, no matter what their skin color is. And like Travis said, once you teach your kids that there's no need for racism, then that's when you start to see some changes. But until then, like Travis said, it's just going to perpetuate and just keep going and going.
I haven't seen that much of a problem when I've been to Canada, but I've only really been to Vancouver.
So, yeah, Canada's a problem here too, especially with Aboriginal, Native, Indigenous person like people. But like the thing that I think a lot of people forget is that it will be you. Like they're always like, there's this other group of people that are significantly different than me. But then you go into their communities and they're all like, oh, the Catholics don't like the Protestants, or the people from the north side don't like the people from the south side, or and then you don't like your brother's kids, and it's like, when does it stop?
Yeah.
Like eventually there are people who don't like you. It becomes so tribal that you're sitting alone in your cave eventually, and you hate yourself. Yeah. And that's just not a dignified way for anybody to live.
That's true.
Crazy. It's crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Renee, what is your schedule like next week, sir?
Insane, I think. Like you never know, but like typically it's a whole week for me. And it's going to be, I don't want to say it's going to be easier because typically like you have to move around San Jose a lot. Like you have to go from place to place, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and there's a lot of people you haven't seen and a lot of people you need to talk to. So and you have to be on a flight, which for me is like 8 hours, and then plus getting to the airport and back and all that kind of stuff. So there'll be less logistics, but I think like I try to go to a lot of the sessions and watch a lot of the stuff. So I think it's going to be pretty hectic 9 to 5 at least.
9 to 5. Okay. Do you think we'll be able to carve out an hour one evening next week?
Maybe hit me up. Like I don't, it's like the best week for me, but I mean, like, I'm always around, so just hit me up. And towards the end of the week is always better than the beginning.
All right. I know I got something going on Wednesday night, but I think other than that, I think the rest of my nights next week are open, so we can definitely figure something out.
Awesome.
All right, Travis, man, you got your Gadget cast on Sunday.
Yeah, so Greg told me, because we're doing the Sunday and then we're doing the Monday like as it streams thing, and we're too afraid to stream the actual WWDC. So
I'm about to say, are y'all gonna do that? Because that'd be risky, right?
I don't think we're going to do that. I had to explain to him that if we do get a copyright strike rather than a takedown, one of the penalties of that, especially if it happens on a live stream, is you can't live stream for 90 days.
Right.
Or a live streaming channel.
Right.
That would pretty much kill us. So
yeah,
we're not going to do that. We're just going to do reactions. And then he said, I want you to know this is a big week for me. I go, okay. He goes, the minute I'm done the Gadget cast, I'm going to be like, bye, see you in a couple days. I'm like, all right, there you go. I understand. I understand. He's supposed to, by the by, because he has the developer thing. I need to get a hold of that beta when they release it. I don't got that developer thing, so I'm hoping he can hook a player up. I don't know how it works.
I thought you guys hooked up by now.
How do you get those things?
It's a certificate.
Yeah, any developer should be able to help you out with that. I know one of them reached out to me and took care of me. So yeah, man, they can take care of you.
Because I got some videos that he actually gave me ideas for some good videos that I can do. So I do not want to be left behind this coming up week by not doing anything about it, obviously.
No, there's very few things in life, but one of life guaranteed that Travis will not be left behind.
I'm gonna try.
I just got to figure out who's going to have the emoji video up first, Viper or iJustine.
Viper better be on it, man. That's a good video for him.
The emoji. What emoji? What are you talking about?
Like we've had an emoji, then me-moji, so I'm figuring what's next, like we-moji, like a friendship emoji. I don't know, but whatever it is, like it's going to be a race between you and Justine to get it up first.
Oh man, that's funny, man.
Travis and Greg can have a we-moji.
I don't know, but that is funny. I mean, YouTube loves me when I do my emoji videos, I guess. So it's just crazy. What's going on in the chat? Oh yeah, Janosin, I am on TikTok. Don't ask me why. I'm just on there being a fool, more or less. But yes, I'm on TikTok.
Are you dancing?
I'm not dancing, though. No, I'm not doing that. But I am on TikTok. Just look up Viper. You'll find me. It is what it is.
Doing it right now.
I'm on there. I'm on there.
I have a TikTok, but I don't know the login. So I guess I'm not on TikTok.
Travis, he doesn't know the login.
Why are people yelling at TikTok?
I just don't know what I would do on TikTok, to be honest.
A lot of craziness on TikTok. I just put my videos on there and pretty much go about my business. But I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, people. Thank you guys for watching the live stream tonight. I appreciate you guys. If you donated, thank you for donating. I will be live on Sunday morning. Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern time. I will be live for another episode of Vibe Drop. Yep, that's me with Bay. Yep, right. Renee found me. Yep.
And the Samsung camera's trying to focus. Can you see that?
No. All my TikToks are on the iPhone. So no.
See, yeah, that's why that happens.
That's the iPhone. Yeah, yeah. But I'll be back live on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. with Nick Nimmin. He's gonna be my guest on Vibe Drop, so that'll be a good episode.
Nick's awesome.
Can Greg really not tell the brothers apart? Because that seems Nimbus to me.
I think they're joking. That's a big joke all over with the Nimminati. They love the joke between the two. Yeah.
Okay. Because we can make Greg a handy cheat guide.
But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. Greg and Travis will be on Gadget Cast. Oh, and tomorrow night, don't forget to tune into the Tech Fight Battle Royale. Greg is going to try to defend the title. Greg is the champion, and he's accepting all comers, man. Maybe Travis will jump in there with a surprise. You never know. But
can I just say, I don't want the Gadget Cast to become like Castle in the last season, where the two stars refused to be on at the same time, and they both pre-record it, and it's really obvious that they're not actually together because their conversation doesn't match up.
That happened on Three's Company as well.
Yeah, so many shows, and like Vin Diesel and The Rock. I mean, Martin, it's just,
Martin, the television show Martin, also happened then. Martin and
It's crazy how that works out, man. You have that chemistry, and then for whatever reason, you just losing it, and you're like, "Yeah, get away from me."
No, we've become really good friends over the last couple of weeks, so I don't think that's going to happen.
Good. Because Greg has been super. Ever since he won that popcorn, he's just been impossible.
Welcome to my world.
Oh man. So that's why everyone wants to cancel Greg, huh? Is that why everybody wants to cancel Greg?
Tons of good reasons to cancel him. It's just one.
No doubt. But we out here, y'all. I will see you guys on Sunday morning. But until the next time, people, this your boy Viper, the man about tech, baby. You know where to find me. So come back for more.